touchdown. Had a couple of exciting runs on his way to 91 yards rushing in just 6 carries. Also got 28 yards receiving on this play. Vic only played 3 quarters and led the Falcons to that 30-0 victory, their first shutout since 1993. And so he will be first in action, an exciting young man to watch and also to talk to. He's got an enthusiasm that really has seemed to infect this whole Falcon team.
Yeah, he really does. And I think what's rare also is that here's a guy in his second year, his first year really as a starter, and everybody on his football team has circled him and said, you know what, this is Michael Vick's football team, and we're going to go as far as he takes us. And you watch him every week, Kurt, he just gets better and better.
And, of course, this is a long-time rivalry in the NFC West with both teams moving to the South. Now it's the same rivalry in a new division.
Fans get really jacked up for this game, both in New Orleans and Atlanta. And a lot of these Atlanta fans that are here today, and there's a bunch of them, save their money for this game. They don't go to a lot of the home games in Atlanta. They want to save up their money to make this game here in New Orleans and make it a big party. And this should really, really be an exciting football game here today.
So Toby Goen set to kick things off for the Saints. Allen Rossum, the deep man to receive for the Falcons. And we are underway here in Week 8. Rossum from the 7-yard line. Brought down right at the 20. And we are ready for action as J.J. Jones stops him after a 15-yard return. Along with Michael Vick on this Falcons offense, they got one change in their starting line. The right tackle, Todd Weiner, got a bad calf this week, so Michael Thompson will get the start. We may see Weiner play, but only in an emergency basis. Warrick Dunn starts at running back this week. T.J. Duckett, their first-round pick this year, is inactive today. He's got a torn muscle in his foot, actually some torn tissue right around the ligament, so he is not even dressed to play.
I know Warrick Dunn is extremely excited about this opportunity today. Should get 15 or 20 touches in this football game today. Help him get him going.
Falcons begin at the 20-yard line. Vick to the air right away. Dunn out of the backfield. Not much room as he picks up 4 yards before Jay Bellamy forced him out of bounds. And Bellamy, part of this Saints defense that is looking for a little bit of respect. But they've been banged up a lot this season. Norman Hand is playing a defensive tackle, trying to fight off a bad hamstring. Charlie Clemens has a strained groin. Barely played last week, back in the starting lineup this week. Thomas and Irvin, the 2 corners. Sammy Knight and Jay Bellamy, a couple of pretty good safeties.
Norman Hand left that football game early last week against San Francisco with the hamstring. He and the other interior defensive tackles will be a big factor today for the Saints.
3 wide receivers for Atlanta on second down. Dunn. Well, he's been the workhorse through the first 2 plays out to the 27-yard line. Sammy Knight stopped him there.
Sammy Knight is like a linebacker, Kurt, playing safety in this league, and he's got a bunch of tackles and is a guy that you'll see today make plays all over the football field. What they'll do is they'll creep him up in the box when they're anticipating a run play, and did a great job there of just settling into the whole backside, hitting Warrick Dunn at the line of scrimmage.
Our first 3rd down of the game. Atlanta has to get the ball to the 31-yard line to be exact for the first down. Vick with time, and it bounces in the air, almost picked off. Willie Jackson hit in the numbers by the ball that bounced up, and Sammy Knight came that close to intercepting it.
Willie Jackson, the former Saint, and you'll see Willie right here, number 80, and he'll go out versus the zone, and he just drops it. Perfect pass. Willie just took his eye off it and couldn't come down with it.
And there's Michael Lewis, second in the NFL in punt returns, back to take the kick from Chris Moore. Lewis, and he's hit almost immediately. Saints fall on the ball. And there's a late flag thrown in.
Yeah, there's got to be a flag there, Kurt.
Kevin McAdams playing his first game all season long, active for the first time, maybe a little bit too enthusiastic on that punt.
Did not give Michael Lewis an opportunity to catch that football. Remember, unlike college football, they don't have the halo rule, but you do have to give the receiver an adequate amount of room to come down and catch that ball.
There's the call from Tony Corrente. Actually, he's calling a face mask against the Falcons, so that's why the flag came in so late. It will be 15-yard variety, too. You see it's the personal foul, so that will be tacked on. The Saints recovered. Bill Williams recovered the ball, so we will right at the 27-yard line. We'll see where they spot it there. It should be right at the 42. Excellent starting field position for New Orleans.
I still don't agree.
Prior to the ball being received by New Orleans, personal foul, grabbing the face mask, number 85 on the kicking team. By rule, this penalty be enforced half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 4th down.
Now they're going to back them up and make them do it because the change of possession had not happened. The key words he said, it was before they received the football. Brian Kozlowski had the face mask, so they'll back them up 15 yards, make them punt it again.
That hurts, and still I disagree. I think Michael Lewis was interfered with, not given ample opportunity to catch that football, becomes a moot point. And you'll see it here. You see Michael Lewis is right there. McAdam is, there it is right there.
And so Chris Moore will do it again, this time standing right near his own goal line. You see he's only had 4 punts returned all season long for a total of 15 yards, but this guy Lewis already returned 1 for a touchdown, and as I said, number 2 in yards in all the NFL. From midfield. Down at the 43-yard line. Tackled by Artie Ulmer. And so the Saints offense will take it over from there after the 37-yard punt and just a 7-yard return with good field position. Up front, this offensive line has been very strong. Jerry Fontenot, the only guy who was a starter last year in the same spot, but they have been very good this season. We talked about McAllister and Horn. Pathon is another guy to watch the wide receiver slot, as is the tight end, David Sloan. And all of them, of course, led by the quarterback, Aaron Brooks, the NFC Player of the Week on offense. First down. Brooks right away. McAllister dropped it, incomplete. Well, the Falcons employ a 3-4 defense, and right now they come in as the 6th-ranked defense in all the National Football League. Smith, Jasper, and Kearney, the men up front. A good linebacking crew led by the Pro Bowler Keith Brooking, who's had double digits in tackles every single game this season. In the secondary, Ambrose and Buchanan, 2 good corners, along with McBurrows and Carpenter at safety. Saints going with 4 wide receivers on 2nd down. Brooks pulls it down. He scrambles and slides safely right at the 23-yard line, a gain of 20. And I guess the older cousin showing anything you can do, remember, I've taught you.
That's right, and Aaron Brooks, this is where he can kill you, and the lane's going to be right up here in the middle for Aaron Brooks. Jerry Fontenot doing a good job of keeping his guy locked up, and then Brooks just takes off. You've got all the receivers downfield. They've got the defensive backs run off in coverage. And this is how smart Aaron Brooks is. He'll come in for the slide. He's going to always protect himself, Kurt.
So the big run to get the first down. Pathon in motion. Brooks under pressure. Just gets rid of it. And there's the flag for intentional grounding.
Yep.
Ellis Johnson was bringing the heat, and he had no receivers there and hadn't gotten out of the pocket.
And the key was still in the pocket, and threw that football away. And Atlanta came with the blitz, brought Keith Brooking up the middle, and Ellis Johnson just kept fighting and got to the quarterback.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 2. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, loss of down, 2nd down.
Here's Brooking here, and here's Ellis Johnson right here, who ends up getting the forced intentional grounding. He just keeps fighting and comes off Jaycox and force Aaron Brooks into a mistake there.
Now it basically winds up as a 13-yard penalty. Brooks from the shotgun, hands it off to McAllister. Deuce McAllister going to be stopped Fred Weary and Dron Bolden in there with the tackle. After the 6-yard run by Deuce.
Deuce gives this offense a whole new dimension. And not only, he goes about 230. He's a big, physical, strong guy. Runs between the tackles, Kurt, but has that speed and that deceptive speed to get outside and take it the distance. Also has done a good job as a receiver out of the backfield this year for the Saints. He's got 25 catches.
Well, you look at him, he's got, the numbers leading the NFC in rushing and his total yardage. He's now over the 900-yard mark. Second in all the NFL. He gets the carry again and gets through the hole. McAllister finally stopped by Keith Brooking, but only after he picked up 9 more.
That offensive line up front has done a terrific job of gelling over the last 3 weeks or so. And LaCharles Bentley, right there, the right guard, does an excellent job pushing Travis Hall out of the lane. That's all Deuce McAllister needs. You give him a little bit of crease, and I like Marcus Allen and some of those great backs, Kurt, that always go forward. Just moves his hips enough, makes just enough of a move to get in the open gap and able to punch up for some positive yards there, and better field position now for the field goal kicker, Carney.
Well, that's the key. The Falcons hold them to a 40-yard field goal attempt by Carney.
I got it!
And it is through. So the Saints get the ball, drive it down the field, put a field goal on the board, and lead it 3-0. Is there ever an unhappy day here in New Orleans? I think folks always have a good time in this city. That is, unless you're a team having to play this New Orleans Saints team right now with all the weapons they have on offense. But Wade Phillips and his defense doing a good job on that opening possession, holding them to just a field goal. But still, the Falcons don't give up points in the first quarter, you see, this year.
Well, they don't give up points, period. They're only averaging giving about 14 a game. And good job of settling into that 3-4 defense, everybody.
Allen Rossum from the 9-yard line. 15 yards on the return once again. James Allen with the tackle. Falcons will take over their second for themselves in the middle. Norman Hand along with Martin Chase, who is number 92, not in the game right now. But right there, it's Grady Jackson, 91, and Norman Hand, 99.
About 700 pounds of defensive tackle right there for the Saints.
And Chase comes in as another 320-pounder. First down for the Falcons. The pressure. Vick escapes and is eventually brought down for the sack. Jay Bellamy and Darren Howard got right in there and brought him down.
It was a great job by Darren Smith on the outside, coming with the speed, and then the big boys in the middle, and you'll see some good pressure outside here by Darren Smith, and then watch the big boys in the middle just keep fighting, keep battling, and that's what you have to do, Kurt, to Michael Vick. You have to corral him. You have to hold your point at the point of attack inside. You got to get pushed, but you have to keep Michael Vick inside the pocket. That's what Tampa Bay was able to do a couple of weeks ago. That's what the Saints will have to do all day today.
Loss of 3 on the play. Vick pulls it down again, can't run. Grady Jackson and Charlie Clemens in there.
Got good coverage, it looks like downfield, and the pressure is already on Mike Vick. He has nowhere to go with the football, and again, the key is keeping him in the pocket. You'll see the defensive ends all day today doing their best to keep the edge, keep contained, and then Big Grady slurping up the gravy inside there, Kurt, getting Michael Vick down.
3rd and long, Atlanta needs the 34 for the first.
3-man rush.
Vick has all kinds of time. Finally throws it downfield, almost picked off by Bellamy.
Should have been. Not a good decision by Michael Vick, and
not a good offensive series by Atlanta.
Not at all. A couple of sacks and keeping Vick in the pocket. You see the 3-man rush, and of course dropping 8. There is just nobody open downfield, and you see the 3 rushers here, so that means you've got 8 guys back in coverage. Vick makes an ill-advised throw there, trying to get it lucky that wasn't picked off by Jay Bellamy.
Chris Moore on for the punt. It's a low kick. Michael Lewis gonna let it roll. Now he picks it up and is tackled immediately by Kevin McAdams. 47 yards on the punt. Nothing.
Coverage by these guys. They drop 8. You get the 3-man rush. Watch these backs. Both of these backs will be open if Vic wants to go to him. But when you're looking at 3rd and 14, that does no good. Michael Vick looking downfield. The safeties, Bellamy, Sammy Knight, doing a good job of bracketing that deep receiver.
And so after the change of possession, New Orleans begins at their own 35-yard line. McAllister. Deuce McAllister into the second field. Down into Atlanta territory, brought down at the 37-yard line, 28 yards on the run. We get it out to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Hey, Kurt, a sensational running back there, an all-time running back here, keeping track of Emmitt Smith. His second carry of the day for 11 yards. He's got 28 in the first quarter, 65 more yards to set the new career rushing yards mark, breaking that of the great Walter Payton. Back to Kurt Menefee and Tim Ryan.
All right, well, I will admit, this is going to be fun watching Emmett break the record. Nothing personal against Emmett. I hate seeing Walter Payton's record go down.
I'm with you, Kurt.
Deuce McAllister. No gain on that play.
This is what they want to do. They want to get Deuce McAllister going early in the running game, open up the play action. Watch the pull action here. Try to influence everybody, and Deuce is going to cut it back. Excellent block by Jerry Fontenot right there on Patrick Kearney. Point of attack. Look at the blocks downfield, and you are not going to trip Deuce McAllister up. And look at the block on Brooking. Oh, hey, look Charles Benton.
Yeah, giving it the office. Giving that helmet up in order to make the block.
Got to wrap up Deuce McAllister.
3 wide receivers on 2nd and long. McAllister once again, this time hitting the backfield, but keeps on churning and picks up another yard on the play.
Hey, how many more guys can Atlanta stack at the line of scrimmage to shut down Deuce McAllister? I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you got another guy outside there really trying to build that wall and not give Deuce McAllister anywhere to go. Chris Draft missing the tackle there in the backfield, but rarely does Deuce McAllister, Kurt, get brought down by the first guy. Strong in the lower body.
3rd and long situation for the Saints. They have to get it to the 27-yard line for the first down. Brooks. Jake Reed can't handle it, but there's a penalty flag on the play. He's pushing and shoving, a little hand fighting with Ray Buchanan, who may have gotten tagged with that flag.
And you'll see Jake Reed coming out of the slot. Man coverage with Ray Buchanan. Big size difference there.
There's also a flag way back in the backfield as well. So we've got 2 markers on this play.
Illegal use of the hands to the face, defense number 21. This penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, picking him up and throwing him to the ground. Defense number 55. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So they will get John Theory for roughing the passer.
Oh, that
Aaron
hurts.
Brooks.
That hurts. Down deep in your own territory. Deron Bolden out here on the top, and you'll watch his hands right there to the face mask of Joe Horn. And then here's the late hit on Aaron Brooks from John Theory. You wrap him up like that, you got to let him go. You don't keep driving. Take him down to the turf.
On John Theory from local Louisiana boy. Not the way you want to have a homecoming here, giving them the first down right there at the 20-yard line. McAllister looking for running room, but can't find a whole lot. Sam Rogers catches him after a 2-yard gain.
That's one thing you don't want to do, is give Aaron Brooks another opportunity, Kurt, down in your own territory. He has made some throws this year, and watching him on film, I mean, and who everybody has said it. It's like Brett Favre. I mean, the way he throws the football with his arm strength, with his confidence, and their ability to make big plays down here in this area has been tremendous.
Well, you see, they do a good job of spreading it around. Those plays over 20 yards. Right now, they are among the best in all of the National Football League. You saw a bunch of movement early there.
Travis Hall was getting a jump there, period.
He was ready to go. Whether or not he was drawn off is the question.
Always amazes me how you go off sides when you're playing nose guard and that football's right in front of you.
I can never figure that out.
Defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Let's see if Aaron Brooks was able to draw him off sides.
No, he was going. He encroached from get-go. He said, forget it, I'm getting me a sack down here on Aaron Brooks. And Travis Hall's a guy that's just starting to get his football legs, Kurt, underneath him. Missed most of the games early in this season with an abdominal injury and still feels he's only about 90%.
The ball is spotted now at the 13-yard line. Second down. Quick pass. Jerome Pathon inside the 10. It'll be first and goal.
Smart play. Going for the first down. That's what Aaron Brooks does. And this probably is where he's improved the most this year, is down in the red zone, not making mistakes and just taking what defenses give him. There they gave the quick slant to Jerome Pathon. Brooks took it, picked up the first down.
I'll keep in mind they got good field position after the punt, and Atlanta has 20 yards in penalties already in this drive. And the Falcons will call a timeout, their first of the game. 5:23 left to go in the opening period. It's at the 6-yard line, so it'll be first and goal. And in the red zone, the Saints have been spectacular this season. 3rd in the league in scoring percentage, 4th in the league in touchdown percentage. Deuce McAllister picks up 3 yards.
Which obviously, Kurt, translates to a lot of points. And this team averaging about 33 a game. That's second in the entire NFL. And that's a difference here in New Orleans. I mean, really, since after the Archie Manning days, the last 15 or 20 years or so in this stadium, they've been a defensive-minded football team. And Mike McCarthy there, the offensive coordinator, has brought his scheme in here and, boy, has tightened it up a little bit, shortened things, cut things down a little bit, and the offensive players really taken to the system and making a lot of big plays, as you mentioned.
Second and goal from the 3-yard line. McAllister. Nowhere to go. Going to be dropped for a yard loss on the play. There's also a penalty flag down as well. John Holasek with the tackle.
Twelve players participated on the defense. The penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal. Will remain second down.
That's the Falcons' 3rd penalty of this drive, 4th of the game, and they came in as one of the least penalized teams in the league.
Boy, no wonder there was nowhere to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys, as you see them there on the field for Atlanta, and really had that thing snuffed out from the get-go. That's why they only let 11 guys, Kurt, on each side of the ball. It's got to keep it fair.
How can you miscount that much, huh? Jeez. So it'll be second and goal, ball just outside the 1-yard line. McAllister tries to go low, didn't get there. Now this Falcon defense making them earn it.
Got to give these guys a lot of credit. Brady Smith, Ed Jasper, some of these big boys inside. They are undersized in terms of defensive linemen in this league now, but do a good job of penetrating. That's what you do when you're down on the goal line, Kurt. Your low man always wins in this game. You got to penetrate, try to reestablish a new line of scrimmage. Deuce McAllister had nowhere to go.
Well, they've got the 8th play of the drive coming up. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. 2 tight ends in, and they spread them both out wide. Brooks on the keeper. I don't think he made it.
No way.
Falcons defense got the surge. Well, New Orleans tried to spread the Falcons out and then run the quarterback keeper, and it was not effective.
Stout at the point of attack. Just Jasper and Travis Hall. Look at both of those guys penetrate in there. Travis Hall doing a good job of getting in that gap, and then Keith Brooking over the top, which finishes that one off for Aaron Brooks.
Saints going for it on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. McAllister gets in there for the touchdown.
Well, this is what Deuce does. You give it to your man on 4th down and let the big boy take it in. Right there, it looked like Brooking had an opportunity to get him down, but Deuce just too strong, able to pick up that yard and get in for the touch.
First time all season they've gone for a 4th down, and they get it for 6 points. John Carney puts the extra point through, and the Saints take their first 2 possessions of the ball game, score on each of them, and take a 10-0 lead over the Atlanta Falcons.
We talked about how this offensive line has really started to gel. Watch this block by Jaycox. He'll pull around, and he is just going to shock John Holisek right here. Boom! And then watch him go to the next level, and then grab Carty, drive him back. Creates that crease for Deuce McAllister. Terrific work up front there by Kendall Jaycox.
3 Atlanta penalties certainly helped that drive. All undefed up. Jay Bellamy stops him right at the 26-yard line.
Kurt, and it was really the roughing the passer on John Theory which kept that drive alive for the New Orleans Saints. Bad mistake there for Theory.
October's magical matchups continue tonight with Game 7 of the World Series. It's in Anaheim, and after losing Game 6, the Giants now try once again to win their first title in 48 years, while the Angels look for their first championship in club history. It all starts 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on Fox.
Well, if you missed that game last night, you can't miss Game 7. That was a terrific baseball game last night. The bats of the Anaheim Angels are unbelievable when they need them. Clutch hitters over there.
First down for the Falcons at the 26. Vick. Quick pass out to Brian Finneran near that first down marker. Ken Irvin with the tackle.
Kurt, we talked about how Atlanta has not given up a lot of points on defense in the first quarter. That hasn't been the case here today, obviously, with 10 points there for New Orleans, and that's what Jim Haslett wanted. He wanted to get into a lead. Why? Because Michael Vick will then be forced to stay in the pocket and throw the football, and they feel if they can do that, they got a great chance of beating Atlanta today.
Well, we showed that he is one of the more efficient quarterbacks in the league, second in the NFC in quarterback rating, but he's thrown the fewest number of passes of all quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Atlanta has got to get him out of the pocket.
Done. Not much to go. Darren Howard with the tackle.
Pursued down the line there by Darren Howard and getting a hold of Warwick Dunn. But if you're Atlanta right now and you're Dan Reeves, what you've got to do is you've got to start running those edge plays. You got to start doing the stuff with Michael Vick that makes Michael Vick such a great player. And the thing about him is he's so talented. Unlike running backs and receivers in this league, Kurt, he touches the football every play.
He's got 3 wide receivers right now on second down. Flags down on the play before the ball was snapped. This will be a false start against the Falcons.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 70, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's on the left tackle, Bob Whitfield, 10-year veteran.
Here's Bob up here. Just a fraction too quick, and you need that when you're going against a guy like Darren Howard, who's a terrific job, and Whitfield's been a stalemate there at left tackle for 10 years here in Atlanta.
Falcons average just over 5 penalties a game. They got that already in the first quarter. Vick. Going up top. Sean Jefferson draws the flag. Running step for step with Ken Irvin, and Irvin touched him too early.
Like Ken Irvin just got a tug on him. There as Sean was running down the numbers.
Pass interference, defense, number 27. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
There he is here, and there's Irvin in the one-on-one man coverage. He's going to run a takeoff route down the numbers, and you'll see the tug on the jersey, right? Well, you couldn't see it from that angle, but definitely tugged on that backside of Sean Jefferson's jersey to slow him down a little bit. But
33 yards on the penalty. Atlanta with the ball inside the 36 of New Orleans. Warwick Dunn inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Flag on the play as well. We send it out to Los Angeles for an update from JB.
Hey, Kurt Menifee, take a look at another good running back, Travis Henry, capping a 2-play, 47-yard drive with that score to make it 7-0 Buffalo over Detroit. Here's Emmitt Smith closing out a strong first quarter with that 11-yard run. He now has 10 carries, 55 yards, 37 yards needed to do the job. Folks, he's on a tear. Back to Kurt and Tim.
At that rate, he may have it by halftime. That penalty that you saw the flag for just before we went to L.A. holding on Travis Claridge, and so that backs Atlanta up.
And you mentioned they have been a relatively clean football team in terms of penalties, but it's been that group up front, the offensive line, the last couple of weeks that have made too many mistakes in that area.
First and 20 now. Running out of time, Darren Howard caught him from behind. Third sack for this Saints defense.
Watch him go around Bob Whitfield here, and he's one of the better young rushers in this league is Darren Howard, and he's coming off the top of the screen there. Look at him just dip that left shoulder, get around, then Michael Vick tries to run from him. Darren Howard, too much speed. 3 sacks, Kurt, a couple of weeks ago in one game against the Washington Redskins, earned him NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and Darren Howard really coming into his own.
Well, he's got 2 sacks in the first quarter, and the Saints defense standing tall as they lead the Falcons. Venturi has to be pleased with what happened in that first quarter. His defense putting a lot of pressure on Michael Vick and stopping the run as well. 3 sacks, 8 total yards allowed.
That's amazing. He's got his troops ready to play today, and talking to Rick Venturi, what he said is, hey, in 21 years of coaching, he has never had to defend a weapon like Michael Vick. He says it's an absolute nightmare, but he's obviously got the big fellas ready for the big challenge here today.
Falcons with a second and very long. Vick can't find a receiver again, and this is where he's dangerous. Down the sideline, Michael Vick. Well, that'll make up for those 8 yards in the first quarter. He runs for 27 to start the second.
It's another one for the highlight reel, and you got to hem them in. I mean, that's what New Orleans has been able to do here so far, getting the 3 sacks early in this game, is keeping Michael Vick in the pocket and not giving him any of those running lanes to get up in and pick up the positive yards with his legs.
Well, that is until that last play, at least, when he took it 27 yards all the way down to the New Orleans 25-yard line.
You can't defend against that. I mean, when a guy runs a 4.240 and takes off, forget about it.
Warwick Dunn through a hole. Dunn picks up 6 yards on the run. Ken Irvin with the stop.
Pretty good blocking up front, giving Warwick Dunn the opportunity, and Forney come backside and get a kick-out block over here on Sammy Knight. This is going to be the big one here, right there. And he'll just drive Sammy and pancake him to his back. Boom. It's Warwick the room to get up there and put him in second and short, Kurt.
2 tight ends in. Saints come on the blitz. Dunn found a way to pick up 4 yards as Michael Vick was crushed just as he handed that ball off to Warwick Dunn.
Watch Norman Hand. I mean, Norman Hand weighs about 335, 340 pounds. He'll be coming here. Watch him just fly. Watch him fly through. Look at that. Woo! You look at all those defensive tackles, Kurt. I mean, you look at Grady Jackson, you look at Norman Hand, Martin Chase. Every one of them from the knee down, these guys look like track athletes. Guys can really get out and move.
Not
and
from the
run.
waist up, though.
No.
Third and less than a yard. The pitch done. Running room. First down. And more inside the 10-yard line. And Jay Bellamy forced him out of bounds right at the 7.
Well, that's a good call offensively. In short yardage, sell everybody for the short run inside. You got all the guys pinching down defensively, and then a quick toss outside to Warwick Dunn. Anytime you get number 28 out in space like that, they'll at least make the first guy miss. And pick up the positive yards for the big first down.
Well, Dunn with an opportunity today to do something he hasn't had a chance since the first week is be the guy. T.J. Duckett, their first-round pick, has kind of picked it up. He's been forgotten at times, but when he's in there, has made his presence felt. And Dunn, with Duckett being inactive, gets a chance to be the star today. Atlanta wants a little time to think about this one. They call their second timeout. Saints on top of the Falcons 10-0. Kurt Menefee along with Tim Ryan here. You know what? This game, it started out the Saints with all the momentum. They held the ball. Atlanta only had 9 plays in that first quarter. But this, the 8th play of this drive as they get ready to start the second quarter, and they've gotten a lot closer. First and goal from the 6-yard line. Lost it up to the end zone. Brian Finneran, his intended receiver, and they draw the flag.
Boy, I don't know. It looks like Finneran just fell down.
And the question is, was it catchable? That's the other end of the ball, but they draw the marker.
Illegal contact, defense number 29. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The key is remember.
Correction, the penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal.
Kurt, you got the 5-yard chuck rule, and the ball is on the 6-yard line. So if Ken Irvin is touching Finneran in the end zone, he's obviously in his grill.
And they called it on 29, which is Sammy Knight. So, I don't know. It may not be that play right there.
Sammy Knight's out there all by himself.
Oh, we can't see where he is here.
That's the wrong number. Sammy Knight doesn't even have anybody on him. They called that on Ken Irvin, and boy, that's a questionable call. Was that even a catchable ball?
Well, now for illegal contact, it doesn't have to be catchable, just beyond 5 yards. But if it were pass interference, it would have to be catchable. Nonetheless, it gives the Falcons the first down at the 3-yard line. On the bootleg, Vick keeps it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Look at that speed. I mean, you just do not coach that. It looks like they had him pinned in at the point of attack, and Michael Vick just follows his blockers. Forney will get out in front. 65 there. And it looks like here they've got good pursuit coming at Michael Vick. Cedric Hodge takes a bad angle, and then Mike Vick with all that speed, Kurt, just glides into the end zone. Makes that look easy.
I guess you can't even hope to contain him, huh?
No. Well, think about it. 2 huge plays on that drive, both Michael Vick.
Jay Feely on for the extra point. And just like that, the Falcons are back in this thing at 10-7. 8 plays, 74 yards. A lot of it on the legs. 30 yards on a 74-yard drive. And yes, the fans, no matter where he is, those 7 jerseys out in force. Feely kicks it off. Michael Lewis from the 4. What a hit. Matt Stewart just lined him up and dropped him. Go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, here it is. And really, it's this guy right here, Cedric Hodge. Watch his alley run as he runs up and gets in the alley to try to run down Michael Vick. And actually, it's a pretty good angle on most guys, but not on Michael Vick. I mean, the speed is just too much for number 7 there. He's got great confidence with it and just prances into the end zone.
Usually the sideline's your friend in that case.
Yep, it is. I mean, usually you'll take that angle, you run the alley, you'll try to push the guy to the sidelines, but Michael Vick just has way too much speed. And he's always played good here in this dome, Kurt. Remember that game he had against Florida State in the Sugar Bowl when he was at Virginia Tech, was all over the field.
January 1st, 2000, and it was the beginning of the new millennium, and he looks like the quarterback for the new millennium. Brooks under pressure. Ed Jasper made a nice move to get free and force him to throw that ball before he wanted to. Well, Aaron Brooks, last week, we told you he was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, leading the Saints to a nice come-from-behind victory over the San Francisco 49ers. They were down by 11 points entering the fourth quarter, but he got him a couple of touchdowns. They beat the Niners 35-27. Today, he was off to a good start. Not really putting the ball in the air a lot, but managing this offense to perfection on the first 2 drives. And that one out to Dante Stallworth, incomplete. Jerron Bolden on the coverage.
Jerron Bolden is a guy that really had to grow up over the last 4 weeks. Of course, Ray Buchanan missed 4 games. He was suspended by the league, and Jerron Bolden was forced to be in there and be the starting corner and play 50, 60, 65 plays a game. And they really say over the last 5 weeks, they've now got a lot of confidence in putting Jerron Bolden out there, and he can match up on people. Very athletic guy.
Big third down, 3 wide receivers in. Saints need the 33 for the first.
Got for Joe Horn right there. He's been awesome on third down.
Out of the shotgun. That pass caught by Joe Horn.
Yep, there it is.
Out to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 16 and a first.
Ray Buchanan in man coverage on Joe Horn there. Joe knows where those sticks are, gets past the first down markers, and you'll see him here, and he's going to get out and get past the first down marker. Aaron Brooks has got the time to throw the football. It's a timing route. The ball's gone. Excellent timing there on that pass play.
Deuce McAllister on first down. Gets into the open field. Breaks the tackle all the way into the end zone for the touchdown, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield.
And he just saw it.
That's coming all the way back. 61 yards McAllister had run, but it won't count.
He is such an explosive back. It's Deuce McAllister. And he shakes people off. And
Holding, offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
The rookie LaCharles Bentley called for the hold.
And here's LaCharles right there playing right guard. Oh, that is a weak call. I mean, the nose guard just tripped and fell down, and now Deuce is fired up, just had him a long score, turns around, sees the yellow flag. Uh-oh. Oh, man.
How often do you see a penalty that is essentially 71 yards because it takes a 61-yard run and the 7 points off the board and backs him up another 10?
Sorry.
And Bentley has really played well for them this season.
He has. Rookie out of Ohio State. Is Jim Haslett thinks he's probably one of the top 5 guards in the entire league, not just rookies, everybody.
Or after the penalty, Brooks gets it out. Thrown too high for Jerome Pathon, incomplete. Ashley Ambrose on the coverage.
Good coverage down the field there by Ashley. And talking about Jerome Pathon, I mean, everybody is the weapons here. Joe Horn, Deuce McAllister, and Aaron Brooks. They have been the big 3, but I think this guy right here, Jerome Pathon, has been a pleasant surprise, not only for the Saints fans, but Jim Haslett. I mean, they brought him in. He's only goes about $185, but plays a lot bigger, plays a lot stronger. I know Haslett really likes his toughness.
One of the few Canadians in this league, actually born in South Africa. Wound up having a shot at the Canadian National Olympic team as a long jumper. Empty backfield for New Orleans. Joe Horn into Falcons territory. Chris Draft catches him from behind, but only after 23 yards and a first down.
Good time there for Aaron Brooks to find Joe Horn in man coverage. Good block here by LaCharles Bentley on Travis Hall. Look at, he's so strong at the point of attack. Brooks found a mismatch with Joe Horn, and look at that dart right down the middle. It looked like Jerron Bolden had fallen down in man coverage. Chris Drafts had to pick up the pursuit to get Joe Horn down. That's what Aaron Brooks is going to have to beat today, Kurt, that tight press coverage that Atlanta will employ.
First down from the Falcon 46. Here comes the blitz. James Fenderson picks up 6 yards on the run. Fenderson, a guy who doesn't get a lot of work. Only his 3rd carry of the season, but when you've got Deuce McAllister and we've seen what he can do, why should you bring anybody else in?
What does that tell you? I mean, Fenderson there hits the hole and gets up in there quick, but what it tells me is those big boys up front are really, really playing well, and they are. I mean, Jerry Fontenot leads the group, 14-year NFL veteran, but got a good mix of young guys, old guys, and really starting to gel.
McAllister back in on 2nd down. He gets the carry. gets another first down, lost the football as he went down. And Atlanta recovered.
They're going to give it to him.
Sam Rogers with the recovery. And we have our first turnover of the day.
Ever notice how many Ford trucks you see out there? Is it because they're so tough? Is it payload, horsepower, towing, their off-road capabilities, the Triton engines, lasting durability? Or is it all those things that have made Ford F-Series the best-selling truck for 25 straight years? Leadership has no boundaries when you're built Ford tough.
What have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
Those interest charges are going to get us.
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle card.
The Capital One No Hassle card has the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's a goal alert?
Morning, William.
CJ. How you doing? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short?
They're always glad you came.
Hey, no, you can't drive the truck.
Be where everybody knows.
See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Huge play by the Atlanta defense here, forcing the turnover down deep in their own territory. You'll see Deuce McAllister get off Jaycock's hip here, up inside, and then watch McBurrows come from the outside right there. Knock that football loose on the ground. Sam Rogers able to come up with the fumble recovery. And you do that down in your own territory when New Orleans has been so good down in the red zone. Obviously, directly, Kurt, taking points off the board.
We need to tell McBurrows it's oxygen. You don't put it to your ear. Did you see him doing that? You don't listen to it. You put it on your nose and breathe. Falcons take it over at the 30-yard line after the turnover. Two tight ends in on first down. Warwick Dunn spinning his way out for a pickup of 3 yards on the play. Sammy Knight with the tackle. He still hasn't figured this out. Maybe he's done with it. Okay. I was wondering, and look, he puts it to his right ear.
They played really well in the secondary, Kurt, for Atlanta. I mean, they have given up, really limited the amount of big plays, and McBurrows has come into his own this year. Both corners have played well, and I think Emmett Thomas, the DB coach, has done a great job of keeping those guys in good position.
He had been the defensive coordinator in Minnesota before this season. Pick to the air on second down. Pulling it down and running with it. Hit as he goes out of bounds. Jay Bellamy on the tackle.
You know what Vic does? When he rolls to his left, obviously he's a left-handed guy, but when he rolls out to his left, obviously they feel he is most dangerous there because, Kurt, not only does he just look to run now, he's looking to pass. When he's rolling that way, he's looking to pass. And he's about 50-50 run pass, he runs there, but you watch him, if he ever breaks contain and rolls to his right, more times than not, he's thinking about tucking and running.
Oh, he's got a big third down right now, 3rd and 6. As you see the rush numbers for these guys for this season.
Pass rush has been huge so far in this game for the New Orleans Saints. They've been all over Michael Vick.
Atlanta has to get it across the 39. Hit as he caught it, Algie Crumpler, but he gets away. With a block in front of him, tiptoes down the sideline, stepped out of bounds at the 33, but a big play from the big tight end of 33 yards.
Well, he goes about 265 pounds, and looks like Jay Bellamy, who's right here. You'll see Jay. He's got Crumpler in man coverage, just a little bit of a rub play, gets up there, doesn't wrap up, falls off the play, and that's just 265 pounds of power for Algie Crumpler taking it down the sidelines. Big broken tackle and first down there for Algie Crumpler. I mean, he's the guy in this offense that's their receiving tight end. Reggie Kelly gets the start. Crumpler has twice as many catches on the year.
For a first down at the 33. Dunn. Stutter steps. Picks up 4.
And Algie Crumpler, Kurt, would probably be the starter, the every down player for the Atlanta Falcons if he improves his blocking. Reggie Kelly's a much better blocker at the point of attack. They utilize both of those guys very well in their tight end packages.
Oh, it's been well documented. He's a football legacy, as they like to call it. His father, Carl Lester Crumpler, his older brother, Carl Lester Jr., also played in the National Football League.
Was a tight end also, right?
Yes, with the Minnesota Vikings. You can see both these teams, big plays on their pass completions. The pitch to Warwick Dunn. Look at those moves as he stays alive and fights down near the first down marker.
Coming back home, baby. Warwick Dunn from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has got a big following here today with a bunch of tickets, and it looked like New Orleans had that thing snuffed out right at the point of attack. You can get all the action going out here. Cedric Hodge in good position. Clemens coming over in good position. He just keeps those feet going. An elusive guy. I think he's stronger this year than he's been in the past with the Tampa Bay Bucks. He came over this year. We saw him week 1 against Green Bay, and looks like he's just spent more time in the weight room, developed more lower body strength. And Kurt, he comes in today after talking to him yesterday. Seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder, doesn't he? Well,
he signed the big contract in the offseason to come to Atlanta, and then they draft T.J. Duckett, and then his playing time gets limited. He doesn't get the ball a whole lot, and as he told us, like all backs do, when you get the ball, you're able to be productive. If you're not carrying it 20, 25 times a game, it's hard to get into a rhythm.
When you watch him, he's a guy that, as he gets up into his 15th, 18th, 20th carry is when he's going to pop one, and that's what most good backs do. I mean, you got to be a patient running back in this league, Kurt, to be successful. And a lot of times when the beginning part of this year, he's looked over his shoulder, wondering when T.J. Duckett's coming back in the football game, and you get 5-6 shots a game, you've got to be your best. Has not been the patient runner that he needs to be.
Well, we got an official timeout here, and you can see Tony Corrente, the referee, trying to get something worked out. We're not exactly clear as to what it is. It looks like it may be the spotting of the football as he went over to talk to Dan Reeves. And, this right near that first down marker, as we mentioned, the marker right there at the 23-yard line, and this ball just shy. And I think Atlanta wants to know what they need to do here, whether it's a third or a first. You can see Dunn falling forward. And remember, it's where the ball is, not where his head is.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good spot where they've got it there. Yard markers here, ball's up in here. See, he's about a couple feet short of that first down.
And now Jim Haslett, the head coach of the Saints, is making his displeasure known on the other sideline. Brian Cox trying to calm him down.
His sounding board, Brian Cox. How about that?
Hey, how about Brian Cox being a guy to calm people down?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's how he is now. He's a 12-year veteran, and he's a lot different than the player he used to be. He's still a leader. He's still animated, but he's not as angry, maybe, as he used to be. You can see it was that short of the first down, so now Atlanta knows they need less than a yard to go on third.
What do you do if you're Atlanta? You got to run on the edges. I mean, you don't want to run to the 700 pounds of beef that's sitting over that center in Grady Jackson and Norman Hand.
Well, Haslett's still getting, I don't think this is 2 cents worth. This is a nickel or a dime, because he is making sure Corrente knows how he feels.
What they used to say here, cha-ching.
Corrente is trying to get away.
He's still not done with Tony.
Yeah, Haslett keeps calling him back, but Corrente going back to the field, and we will get this game restarted. So it'll be third and short for Atlanta. Ball just outside the 23. They need the 23 for the first down.
I run Mike Vick. I mean, Michael Vick is the most explosive guy in the entire stadium today.
You see Atlanta 1 for 1 in this situation today. They go Vick on the quarterback sneak, and it appears as though he got enough for the first down.
Now, that's not what I had in mind, but
It worked.
It worked. Good surge by the big boys in the middle there. McClure and Claridge. Keenan Forney, good job at the point of attack, getting those big guys pushed backwards.
One thing Vic is doing so far is quieting this crowd here at the Superdome, which was noisy at the start of this game and when the Saints took that 10-0 lead. But Atlanta has come back, took the ball, marched down the field for a touchdown last possession, and now have a first down at the Saints 22 this time around. Warren Dunn. Not much running room, tries to run right there in the middle, and Darren Howard was the first guy to get him along with Darren Smith.
You just saw the time of possession there in the game, and they're pretty even here so far early in the first half. But I think one thing that Michael Vick does great, Kurt.
What was that?
Michael Vick. What he does, Michael Vick. What he does great is he moves the chains. I mean, this team is #1 in the NFL in time of possession. You wouldn't think so, but the style of play that they have, a lot of stuff comes on the ground. They keep the clock going, and they keep their defense resting on the sideline.
And you can see this drive, 8th play coming up.
A lot of those this year.
Nearly 5 minutes run off the clock. Makes the pitch. And throws it. Caught. Willie Jackson down to the 2-yard line.
What a laser.
19 yards on the pass.
What a laser. We talked about him rolling to his left and looking to throw the football rather than tuck it and run it. Was really well played here by Darren Howard, staying home on the backside and making sure Mike Vick doesn't break contain. But watch this laser that he just releases. To Willie Jackson, the former Saint. The key right here, the break. Both feet in. Big play.
2 tight ends in. First and goal for Atlanta. Ball spotted at the 3. Done. Running room into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta Falcons. The kid from Baton Rouge Catholic High School gives the Falcons the lead.
Watch the offensive line. They love this play. Jay Cox coming around on the pull. Keenan Forney, rather, gets the push into the end zone on Charlie Clemens. What a big block.
Jay Feely for the extra point. And the Falcons have scored 14 unanswered to take the lead for the first time today. Warwick Dunn doing it. It's now 14-10.
On here on the Warwick Dunn touchdown. First of all, you're going to have a great down block right there by Travis Claridge. Then you're going to have Keenan Forney, who's basically in there for Roberto Garza, who's been out the last couple of games. Watch Forney lead it up inside and just take Charlie Clemens and blow him into the end zone there, creating a huge seam there for Warwick Dunn to get in the end zone. Really well played by that offensive line up front.
Dunn going in untouched. And Atlanta. Lewis with a nice return of 25 yards before Artie Ulmer knocked him out of bounds. Well, on Fox Tuesday, sometimes the men sworn to protect us can be the most dangerous of all. In just 2 days, join Kiefer Sutherland for the premiere of 24, presented without commercial interruption. That's this Tuesday at 9, 8 Central, only on Fox. Well, the Falcons have put together back-to-back 9-play drives, touchdowns, ending each of them. Warwick Dunn, 5 carries on that last possession as he tries to get his motor running.
A little bit of a wrinkle here for the Atlanta Falcons, lining up in a 4-3 defense as you see the 4 down linemen. Now they'll shift guys over, trying to confuse New Orleans at the point of attack, and they do.
They get the pressure. And that one broken up by Ray Buchanan, intended for Jake Reed.
And that's exactly, Kurt, what they wanted to do. You jump guys around at the line of scrimmage, and it confuses the offensive line. Watch Keon Carpenter. He's going to end up coming free up in the face because the offensive line is now confused with all of those adjustments up front by the defensive linemen for the Atlanta Falcons. And then good job by Buchanan to come over and knock that out. Get it away from Jake Reed. Same thing here on D.
Lots of movement up front once again, and here comes the Falcons. Quick pass, this time caught by David Sloan, the tight end, out near another first down for New Orleans.
That's what you call the hot read to the tight end. Of course, the hot read, Kurt, is the receiver that's going to be open versus a specific blitz. And that time Atlanta came with the backer. Brooks knew his tight end would be free going down the hash and found him right away.
Got 10 yards and a first.
Starting to impose their will are the Atlanta Falcons, as you see time of possession there in the second quarter. That's what they do best.
Brooks on first down, under pressure, just throws it up and it's picked off. Chris Draft with the interception.
Ellis Johnson inside. They signed this guy, Kurt, right before the start of the season. I mean, days before the Green Bay game in Week 1.
Released by Indianapolis.
Released by Indy, a former number 1 pick, and he gets the huge pressure on Aaron Brooks there. Like Aaron Brooks was looking for Joe Horn on a crossing route. But the key is, obviously, the big pressure by Ellis Johnson, forcing a real bad throw. See Horn going to come here and drag. Brooks hit right there as he releases it. Draft playing center field, comes up with the interception. There it is right there, though. Ellis Johnson wrapping him up, getting hold of that throwing arm.
First career interception for Draft, second turnover by this Atlanta defense. They took the last one for a touchdown. Vick with time. Gets it out to Algie Crumpler. 13 yards and a first down.
Is that just a cannon or what? Look at Michael Vick's arm strength. I mean, he just steps back and makes it look so easy with that release. This is not an easy throw. He's got a lot of heat on that ball out to Algie Crumpler. First of all, excellent time up front by the offensive line. Look at that dart. The mechanics are perfect. Throws it to Crumpler before he even makes his break. And that's the anticipation throw that the great quarterbacks have to make in this league.
First down at the 27. Done. Does a little dancing, picks up 3 yards on the play. Darren Smith with the tackle.
And believe me, Vick's not great yet. Before it's all said and done, Michael Vick will be a great quarterback in this league.
You know, we talk so much about how good he is. This is still only his 8th start. He only made 2 last year, and this number 6 for this season. So he's still got a long way to go. Right now, he's got the Falcons out in the lead at the 2-minute warning.
Forcing him into a mental error throwing the football, but watch Ellis at nose here. Life as a defensive tackle. Pinball. Boom. Just keeps working, gets up in the face of Aaron Brooks, and Aaron Brooks should have tucked that football away and just taken the sack. You see that quarterback rating, Kurt? Not real good here today at 20.
Gave the Falcons the ball at the 41. They're now at the 24. 2nd and 7. I don't know. You call Ellis Johnson a pinball. Michael Vick is like the joystick of the video game.
Yeah, he is.
He just goes direction,
really
direction, forward.
And responds just as fast, too. But that's what you want. I mean, if Michael Vick is going to run the football, Kurt, you want him to run it up here in the middle. You don't want him to beat you on contain out on the edge. You want to hem him in, keep him in the pocket. You can see that the guys for New Orleans are really making a concerted effort to do that. And, of course, once he crosses the line of scrimmage, you just get on your horse and pursue after Michael Vick.
And you see the fiery personality as he gets a first down for Atlanta on the 7-yard run. Now 5 carries, averaging right about 8 yards a run today.
And you know he wants to beat his cousin Aaron Brooks today. He said growing up, I mean, a lot of pickup basketball games, a lot of different stuff. He said big cuz Aaron, 4 years older, usually got the best of him, just about everything. You know, he wants to take his chances to get a W here today.
He's got a first down for the Falcons at the 17-yard line. Atlanta working with just 1 timeout remaining. Just runs out of trouble. And completes the pass inside the 10-yard line. Ball comes up. We'll see who recovered this one. Warwick Dunn caught the pass, trying to work for extra yardage, and it just Popped right out.
There's some scrumming going on down there now. Pinching, pulling, prodding. Usually, Kurt, more times than not, the guy that starts with the football down on the bottom is not the guy who ends up with it.
This is where hands team takes on a new meaning.
Yep.
Whoever's got the strongest hands down here. And the Saints have recovered. So the interception by New Orleans doesn't do any damage as the Falcons give it back inside the 10.
Well, it's just a great job by Michael Vick. Eludes a sack there. Then he'll elude another one by Charles Grant here. Out of the pocket. Sees Warwick done at the last second. Fires him the football. Sammy Knight there wrapping him up, and he'll pull it loose. That's what Sammy Knight does. Sammy Knight, you watch him, he will never just settle for tackling a guy. Every time Sammy Knight tries to jar that football loose, make a big play, and there's not another guy in football, Kurt, that's responsible for taking the football away more than Sammy Knight.
Fourth straight game, he's forced a turnover. Brooks from his end zone and gets him out to the 24-yard line. Under a minute left to play. New Orleans has all 3 of their timeouts. They just used the first of them. 58 seconds to go. New Orleans working with 2 timeouts at the 25-yard line.
Face mask, defense number 56. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, Brooks will go to his check down here and Deuce McAllister. And Brookings in great position over the top. And then just the hand grabs a hold of the mask there, rips the head down. And as I said, the umpire right there to throw his flag.
No question he had that face mask. Pass broken up. Ray Buchanan got in there. Another one intended for Jake Reed that Buchanan made sure never got there.
Yeah, I don't think Keith Brooking is real happy that he got that face mask call. He comes on a blitz here. Watch him just shock one of the offensive linemen right there. Just put Spencer Falau on the ground, and then Ray Buchanan laying out, doing a good job of defending that pass.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball at the 41-yard line. Brooks from the shotgun with an empty backfield. Quick pass out to Joe Horn. He tackled in the backfield by Jerron Bolden.
Jerron Bolden saw that before the ball was even snapped.
Forces the Saints to use their 2nd timeout and puts them in a 3rd and very long.
He's in motion. You watch. He'll see this play right now. He's already getting upfield to go in and make the play on that little bubble rub screen.
Saints have to get it to the Atlanta 49 for the first down. Pass. Caught Dante Stallworth, but he won't get there. Ashley Ambrose stops him about 5 yards short of the first. The clock will continue to run.
You let it tick down, Kurt, and you take one long shot.
Why not take a couple and try and get yourself in field goal position?
Well, what do they got on the clock? Look how much time is left.
But you do have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, but, I mean, the seconds, anything can happen. If it's going to be a play, it better go to the sideline.
And they do call the timeout here with 4 seconds left. Try and work one more play here before the half. Clock away from the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, and Howie will have scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports Ticker will bring you updated up to the second stats. Of course, Emmett chasing Walter Payton's record. And Aaron Brooks just throws that one away on 4th down as he runs out the clock. And that'll be the final play of the first half. A half in which the Saints came out, scored on their first 2 possessions to take a 10-0 lead, but Atlanta bounced back to get the next 14, and it's the Falcons on top by 4 at halftime. He's dangerous, caught from behind. Almost a one-arm tackle by John Dale Carty stops him for a return of 23. Here's the first half stats, Tim.
Well, and a good job in terms of balance, really, for both teams, but you would expect this to be more for Aaron Brooks, the passing yards, only 85, and then the big one is the turnovers, as you see highlighted there. And Atlanta off to what they do best. That's control the clock and time of possession, Kurt. They're number 1 in the National Football League, and listen, the success has been limited in the passing game for Aaron Brooks, but let's give some credit to that defense that Wade Phillips has employed. And those guys are doing a great job in coverages back there versus all those weapons for the Saints.
And as we mentioned, the Saints, the second highest scoring offense in the National Football League, averaging 33 points a game coming into today. McAllister fumbles for the second time this afternoon. He picks this one up. It'll be dropped for a loss of 3 in the process.
They need to continue to give Deuce McAllister the football, Kurt. Number 2 in the NFL, or in the NFC rather, in total yards behind Marshall Faulk. So he's a guy that can make a bunch of plays. They'll continue to run him today. He opens up the play action and does a lot of good things.
Well, these two cousins, the story coming into this game, and Michael Vick has lived up to his end of it. Aaron Brooks started out strong, but has been struggling like this entire offense has for the last couple of series.
Well, the pressure has picked up for Atlanta up front, which translates into Aaron Brooks not doing a lot of good things.
Brooks. McAllister hit as he catches it. Picked up 6 yards on the play, but nice job by John Holisek of making sure he got nothing else.
Holisek is a guy that's really helped out in terms of bringing the defense along and really helping these guys get used to this system. Of course, he comes down from Buffalo. There he is right there. Comes down from the Buffalo Bills where he played under Wade Phillips and really helped Wade sell the system to the rest of the players.
Saints have to get it to the 38-yard line for the first down. Brooks right over the middle of the field, and it's picked off. Keon Carpenter, another guy coming over from the Buffalo Bills as a free agent this offseason, gets the interception.
But you'll see him off of the slot, and he'll come inside, and watch Keon Carpenter just come over the top. They've got Horn bracketed in coverage. Boom, right there. He makes his break. Goes and gets that football. Huge play, and look where it is, Kurt. In the territory of the New Orleans Saints, setting up Michael Vick and that offense to get some points. Huge.
Second interception by Aaron Brooks today. Third turnover created by this Falcons defense. And this one gives Michael Vick the ball at the 31-yard line. 2 tight ends in the game. Busted play, and Vick goes down. Sack number 4 for the Saints defense. Darren Smith getting the credit for this one.
Saints have had their share of miscues and problems today. The 3 turnovers, that's the biggest stat in pro football. I mean, you could get 500 yards in a game, but if you're turning the football over more than your opponent more times than not, you're going to lose in this league. I don't blame Aaron Brooks for that interception. I think that was just a great individual effort and play there by Keon Carpenter.
And they say no sack on that last play. They're saying Vick was trying to run, so it's just a 5-yard loss. Completes it out to Brian Finneran, who makes up the 5-yard and a bunch more. Down inside the 10-yard line. Ken Irvin finally stopped him.
Those NFL Europe guys, Brian Finneran, and looks like they're going to try to pick on Ken Irvin today. He's matched up in coverage there on Finneran, who about 4 or 5 inches taller than Ken Irvin, and uses that big body to shield Irvin and go up and get that football.
27 yards on the reception for the former Barcelona Dragon, who has found himself a home the last couple of years with the Falcons.
Good job with patience there by Michael Vick in the pocket.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Vick forced to call a timeout, and the one problem Atlanta has had today is having to use timeouts rather early in quarters. Game, a lot of Atlanta Falcon fans on hand for this one, as there always is when they play in New Orleans, and right now Michael Vick trying to give them something else to cheer about. He's got first and goal from the 8-yard line. Bob Christian, the lone setback, and he gets the carry. Christian rumbling, fought his way down into the end zone for the touchdown.
So important to be able to run the football down in the red zone. It opens everything up, and Bobby Christian coming out of a single back formation. Look at the blocking up front. Good drive there by Keenan Forney, and then Bobby just I mean, this is a guy that had a major concussion in that football game last week against Carolina. Didn't know if he was going to play today, and takes a pretty good shot there and punches it into the end zone.
Jay Feely on for the extra point, and he puts it through, and Atlanta has scored 21 unanswered points. Bob Christian breaks the plane to the goal line before this ball comes out. It is now 21-10.
Get out of this place.
One opportunity. Something's gonna happen. It needs to happen now. Capture.
You need to take that white rat of yours back across 8 Mile.
Just let it slip. You just make sure you wreck the mic. You better the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. 8 Mile. We're calling your name. Rated R. Theater.
Up would be the interior lineman, center and both guards against Grady Jackson and Norman Hand. Watch Keenan Forney take Norman Hand right here and just drive him. He's just going to stay on him, drive. He's got him 5-6 yards off the ball right there. Gives Bobby Christian that big seam, and then, of course, the ball crossed the goal line before it was knocked loose.
Michael Lewis taking the kickoff at the 2. Leapfrogging his way out near midfield. Oh, that's one way to try and get back in this ball game.
One of the top guys in the league with kickoff returns is Michael Lewis. He's good.
Well, we talk about the rivalry between these two teams, Atlanta and New Orleans, and the Falcons making sure their fans had something to wear to the game when they came today.
They got the Road Warrior t-shirts here, and there's a bunch of them. There's a lot of red running around the New Orleans Superdome today, and why not? I mean, it's a new era of Falcon football with Michael Vick. He has really brought up the interest and the enthusiasm of the whole city of Atlanta.
Falcons gave out 3,000 of those free t-shirts at their hotel to Atlantans or Falcon fans, period, who wanted them.
Atlantans, is that how you say that?
That's how you say it. Deuce McAllister. McAllister picks up a couple of yards. Ed Jasper on the tackle. Oh, here's one thing the Falcons don't want to see. Remember, he's a left-handed quarterback, so that's his throwing shoulder they were looking at. He's already got a banged-up right shoulder.
Right, missed the Giants game a couple of weeks ago, Kurt, with a bad right shoulder, came back last week, and here you see him getting that left shoulder looked at.
After the 6-yard run by McAllister, play action. Wide open, Joe Horn. Deep into Atlanta territory. Falcons stripped the ball out, but the whistles had blown, so the play was dead. Also got a penalty flag down on the field. This may be a face mask if you listen to Joe Horn.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 30. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Oh, that's on Henry Jones, and that's the second big personal foul this Falcons defense has been flagged for today.
The first one was John Theory on the late hit. Of course, it's the play action. Good fake by Brooks. Settles back, and then he'll just find Joe Horn, who's basically in bracketed or double coverage. There you see Buchanan, and you'll see Keon Carpenter also flash into the picture right there. And then you'll see the late hit there by number 30 coming in. The whistle must have already blown, and
they get 15 yards tacked on to the 17-yard gain.
That hurts.
So plus 32 on that play as Brooks gets it out to Deuce McAllister, and McAllister slips a tackle, gonna walk into the end zone for the touchdown. Henry Jones, who had been flagged for the previous penalty, came up soft. McAllister ran right through him.
You are not going to arm tackle Deuce McAllister. You better forget about it. Great recognition by Aaron Brooks, knowing where to go with the football versus the blitz. And he'll go right here to Deuce McAllister on the out, and then you look at Henry Jones, just does not get his head across, Kurt. I mean, when you're going to take that type of angle on a running back like Deuce McAllister, you better get back to the fundamental football, that stuff you learned in Pop Warner. Get the head across, slow him up, and allow some of your troops to come in pursuit. Didn't do it. Big touch, Deuce McAllister.
And the Saints are going for the 2-point conversion. Lofts it up. Boo Williams, the intended receiver, and he made the grab.
Where'd they go? Right at Henry Jones again.
So they get the 2-point conversion to pull it to within a 3-point game. Aaron Brooks and the Saints are right back in it.
See Mike McCarthy there, the offensive coordinator, and he has done such a good job of calling game plans. And Tell you, when this team is behind, Kurt, they don't panic. They stay with the game plan. He knows they can score and score in a hurry. And I mean, that's just a great job, knowing that Boo Williams is in a mismatch against Henry Jones in a two-point conversion, giving a guy an opportunity, and Boo makes a big play.
And getting the New Orleans fans back in this game is a lot of those Falcons. And the kicker, Toby Goen, has to stop him, but Rossum giving Atlanta the ball at the 43-yard line after the return of 41.
Here's the touchdown from Deuce McAllister, and he was lined out up wide. Brooks gets it to him, breaks the arm tackle of Henry Jones. Not a good tackle, obviously, by Henry, and then they decide to go for the two-point conversion. This is their 8th two-point conversion that they've gone for this year. One hand, Boo Williams goes up and gets that, and Aaron Brooks is just jacked up, knowing that they now just pulled his team within 3 points. And Kurt, going back to practice the other day with Boo Williams, I mean, he was catching everything in practice. Good hands.
Well, they've only thrown him the ball 3 times in the regular season. He has 2 touchdowns to show for it. Now he adds a 2-point conversion to the resume, but Atlanta with the ball at the 43-yard line. Vick to Dunn. Dunn nowhere to run. 2 yards on the carry. After the reception, Cedric Hodge with the stop. And I'll tell you what, though, Tim, going back to the touchdown, if you don't think mistakes hurt, the Falcons had a personal foul. They wound up getting a touchdown. On New Orleans' other touchdown of the game, Atlanta had 3 penalties, including a personal foul. They get a touchdown. Atlanta's touchdowns today, they've had 3. 2 of them came after turnovers by the Saints offense.
That's right. The officials have been busy today throwing those yellow flags, and about that 61-yarder by Deuce McAllister
that got
was
called
back. That's right.
Every mistake seemingly hurts. Under pressure. Vick downfield. That's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. And Willie Jackson was his intended receiver, but he was double covered.
One thing about New Orleans is they've got the beef inside to shut down the run with Grady and Norman Hand, but watch Grady Jackson rush the passer right there. He's going to get up inside and just blow right by the double team and force Michael Vick to try to break contain and get rid of that football. And for a guy that goes about 350 pounds, Grady Jackson, pretty nimble inside at getting after the passer, has a couple of sacks already this season.
Vick had completed 9 straight passes before that incompletion. 3 wide receivers on 3rd down. Atlanta has to get it to the 47 of New Orleans.
Press coverage, Kurt.
Here comes the pressure. Vick gets it off. Brian Finneran, 1st down, Falcons. 14 yards on the reception. Fakir Brown with the stop.
Well, they come with the blitz, and Michael Vick said he was looking forward to them going into man coverage. Finneran is way out here on the edge at wide receiver, and you see they come with the blitz. Jay Bellamy safety blitz, and Michael Vick knows where to go to it. Finds that man coverage. Finneran has a step and comes down with the big 1st down.
Finneran's 3rd reception of the day, but they've all been big.
The Falcons have been terrific today on 3rd down.
1st down at the 40, flags down on the play. It's a free play for Atlanta as Vick completes it out to Algie Crumpler. He's going to pick up 10 yards. Sammy Knight knocked him down, but I think it was Grady Jackson who jumped early and drew the yellow hanky.
Smart play by Michael Vick. I mean, you don't see 2nd-year quarterbacks doing this in this league. Encroachment on the defense, probably, and we'll see what happens. Maybe someone jumped for Atlanta, but Michael Vick, knowing he has an opportunity.
Offside, defense, number 91. Yep. The penalty is declined. The result of the play, 1st down.
Smart play by Michael Vick. It's a free opportunity, and you find Algie Crumpler.
And it was Grady Jackson
Big
taking
boy.
off early.
Encroaching, getting into the neutral zone before that ball was snapped. He's getting after the passer today, and Vick just buying his time, got a free play, and Crumpler comes up with the big catch. Sure-handed Algie Crumpler.
So the Falcons looking to respond to the New Orleans touchdown. They've got it now at the 30-yard line. Bob Christian alone again in the backfield. 3 wide receivers in for the Falcons, and they give it to Christian. Boy, he looked like he was stopped in the backfield, but he kept churning and wound up picking up 5 yards.
I introduced you to Bobby Christian. What did he say last night when you met him? He said...
He told me how when he was on the practice squad with the Chicago Bears and you're a defensive tackle, he used to make you mad in practice.
Dude, I said, that's not true, Bobby. He
now,
says,
why
come
would he
on,
make you mad?
it is. Because you're trying to pull out your union card, man, trying to look good in practice, and Bobby Christian is just running all over the place for the practice squad. He's a guy that's taken the long road to be where he is in this league and has had really a terrific career here in Atlanta.
Originally a 12th round draft pick. They don't even have a 12 rounds anymore. Warrick Dunn bouncing off guys and picking up 5 more, and another Atlanta first down.
I am impressed with the interior of the offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons. Doing a good job of pushing those guys off the line of scrimmage.
We send it out to Los Angeles and JB for game break.
Hey, Kurt, while the NFL world is watching Emmitt Smith, Dallas would like to win this game. Chad Hutchinson, first career touchdown pass, that one to Joey Galloway. Emmitt, though, 18 carries, 80 yards. He's 13 away from setting a new mark. Back to Kurt and Tim.
Well, Emmitt's had 2 of his better games of the season the last 2 weeks.
He is playing better. There's no doubt about that.
Bobby Christian. I tell you what, he gets through that hole every time. Doesn't stay on his feet a lot, but he falls forward for positive yards seemingly every single time. 5 yards on the run there by Christian.
Here's the big hit last week against Carolina. Bobby Christian is knocked out cold right here. Look at his eyeball. Look at him. Wide open, out cold on the football field.
He actually suffered some headaches throughout the week and was feeling a little woozy earlier this week or later this week on Thursday and Friday, but said he thinks he's just kind of cold. The doctor checked him out. He's okay. Handoff to Warrick Dunn. Dunn dancing. Picks up a couple of yards on the play before Charlie Clemens stopped him. Well, Atlanta, the #1 team in the NFL in time of possession for the season, about 34.5 minutes out of the game.
That's crazy. They had the ball 40 minutes last week against Carolina, and I thought what was most impressive in that game last week is what they were able to do offensively against Carolina, who, Kurt, has been really one of the best defenses. We've done a few of their games. They've been one of the best defenses in this league. And
they were ranked second in the league going into that game, and Atlanta put 30 points on them and just marched up and down the field.
Just picked them apart.
3rd down for the Falcons. They need to get it inside the 10. Vick escapes, gets it out too high for Warrick Dunn. It was wide open. Well, a miscue by Vick there.
Good job on the blitz up here coming in. Darren Smith and Michael Vick will elude that sack. 9 out of 10 quarterbacks go down right there, but Michael Vick just steps up and then lets it sail. Had an easy hook up there to Warrick Dunn, but let it sail over his head.
So it'll bring on Jay Feely for a 31-yard field goal attempt. Feely had 3 kicks last week over 40 yards and was the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. And he's 1 for 1 today. This one good from 31 yards out, and Atlanta extends the lead back to 6 points, 24-18. On top of the Saints, 24. There he goes. Gerald McBurrow slowed him up and stopped him eventually, but Michael Lewis with another big return, this time 65 yards.
What an awesome story this guy is. Didn't even play college football, Kurt.
Another NFL Europe guy.
That's right. Another one of those guys that went overseas, played some good football, and look at the lane he's going to get up and just take off. His acceleration is unparalleled in this league. Good block there on the kicker. Touchdown saving tackle right there by Gerald McBurrows.
Michael Lewis has 5 kick returns in this game, 177 yards.
Ooh.
And now he's playing wide receiver. On 1st down, they fake the handoff to him. And that gets out to Deuce McAllister, who's got some running room. McAllister all the way down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 17.
What a great play called by Mike McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, and you see all those NFL Europe alumni here in today's football game.
Now they got to put those of us that are in the booth today.
That's right.
We got some people in the truck as well. NFL Europe has been sweet to a lot of folks. But these are guys that are not just playing, I mean, big-time contributors
That's right.
for their teams.
That's right. It's nice to see. And Good play there. Getting the ball out to Deuce McAllister.
First down at the 22 of Atlanta. McAllister. It's going to be bottled up for a 3-yard pickup. Well, Aaron Brooks and the Saints, whatever they said at halftime has had an effect. They have come out looking much stronger here as we get into the second half. You see the leaders there, and as we said,
Joe Horn right there. 55 yards, Kurt. If he goes over 100 yards receiving, this is an 11-1 football team, so he's more than halfway home already.
And that's not even including the 177 return yards by Michael Lewis on kick returns today. 3 wide receivers on 2nd and 6. Brooks pulls it down. Out near that first down marker, Ray Buchanan pushed him out of bounds before he got there.
Pretty good protection, excellent coverage. Downfield as you'll see Atlanta here trying to get in the face, coming with the blitz. Brooking trying to get up inside there on Aaron Brooks. He'll step up in the pocket. And then this is where he's multidimensional. This is what you have to do in this league now, Kurt, if you're going to be a successful quarterback. And he just sees it, takes off, and then he's smart with the football. See him go up and just get out of bounds.
Saints having to hurry, play clock down to 4. They got it off. Deuce McAllister. He's getting off down to the 6-yard line with that carry, and now McAllister starting to rumble, his 13th carry of the game.
Well, that's the thing with this New Orleans team. It's pick your poison. I mean, which weapon do you want to try to shut down? Is it Joe Horn? Is it Aaron Brooks keeping him hemmed in the pocket? Or do you put 8-9 guys up front to try to shut down Deuce McAllister? The balance has been terrific for New Orleans all year, and you got to stay with Deuce. I mean, Deuce has been the guy on this football team running with it.
First and goal from the 6. Play action. Into the end zone. Easy catch for the touchdown. Joe Horn. Well, it's not exactly the Benson Boogie, but the party is on here in the Crescent City.
Well, Joe Horn has a good time. Man coverage with Ray Buchanan. Ashley Ambrose, that is, their best cover guy. Good job shielding Ashley off with his body, and then it's the vision by Aaron Brooks to stand back there and just fire that dart.
So John Carney trying to give the Saints the lead. And he does. So the Saints scored the first 14. Atlanta got 21 in a row after that, but suddenly Brooks has the Saints back on top.
Football, best against best in Ashley Ambrose. It was that little move there that froze Ashley for a second. And then it's just pitch and catch from Aaron Brooks, who's fired up, going to headbutt Jerry Fontenot there, the center. And I'll tell you, Aaron Brooks has a good time playing this game. And when this team gets down, and they've been virtually down, Kurt, in every football game they've played this year, been able to come back, they said they start laughing.
Allen Rossum from his goal line. Excellent job in the open field by Steve Gleason. 18 on the return. Well, on Tuesday night, Lust, Revenge, Secrets, and More Lust. That 70s show saga continues with a brand spanking new full hour. That's Tuesday, 8, 7 Central, followed by the most anticipated season premiere, 24, right here on Fox. Oh, Saints fans believe that their team can keep coming back every time they get down. They've done it today. They were in a 21-10 hole at one point, now lead at 25-24. And you see the numbers for Michael Vick, who has been strong all day, 11 of 15 overall. No touchdown passes, no interception.
He gets the big plays with his legs, though, Kurt. Once he breaks contain,
there was
gets out of
movement
the pocket.
by everybody there. The right side of the Falcons line moved, and the right side of the Saints defense also moving.
Well, it's getting louder in here. I mean, Vic silenced the crowd there in the second quarter for a while, but these guys are starting to feel it, getting into the end zone, up by a point. Crowd's starting to make their presence felt.
Here's the call.
Neutral zone infraction defense. Defensive player jumped in the neutral zone, causing an offensive player to move. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
Much hand there. I mean, he figures he's already got the penalty, so why not get a shot on Jerry Fontenot? And offensive linemen hate that. They hate that when you jump off sides and then you go ahead and just put the battering ram on them and put them on their back.
And so the penalty gives Atlanta 5 yards. It's 1st and 5 now. Ball at the 22-yard line. You see a lot of penalties for both these teams today.
McClure did not like that.
Warwick Dunn. Dunn with a gain of 4 yards on the run. Martin Chase with the tackle. And this Falcons offense, well, pretty much as Michael Vick goes, so goes the Falcons offense. But they've gotten contribution from other guys as well.
Well, it's been really since the first quarter. I mean, they came out, did the New Orleans Saints, and hemmed Michael Vick in the pocket pretty well and got after him. But since then, he started to improvise, started to ad-lib and do what he does best, and that's make big plays.
I think they're probably most happy to see Warwick Dunn averaging 4 yards a carry today. He was just at that 2.5 mark for the season before this afternoon. 2nd and 1. Dunn. Well, he hits the pile, bounces off, kept going. We'll see where they spot it. Charles Grant, the rookie first-round pick out of the University of Georgia, on the tackle.
This is where it's hard to run. It's against these big fellas right here inside, in short yardage, and I mean, hands got McClure stuffed into the backfield. That's picture-perfect defensive tackle play.
They prevented him from getting the first down, so Norman Hand, who's playing with that bad hamstring, he's listed at 310. He says he's 340. He says he's down to 340. Yeah. 3rd and short. Dunn again. Offensive line got the push, and Dunn is in the open field. The chase is on. Sammy Knight forced him out of bounds, but a big run on 3rd and 1 by Warwick Dunn as he takes the ball all the way from the Atlanta 26-yard line down to the 18 of the New Orleans Saints.
Watch the double team on Norman Hand right here. Push him off the ball. Look at Travis Claridge. Whitfield, post him up, get him turned, and then Warwick Dunn is off to the races. This is what Warwick Dunn talked about, Kurt. He said he needs 15, 20 carries because eventually he's going to pop one. He does it there and puts up a huge chunk of yardage against that Saints D.
56 yards on the run by Dunn, the longest run of the year by this Atlanta Falcon offense. So he goes out of the game. Maurice Smith now in to replace him. They give it to Bob Christian. Well, he just lowers his head, still won't go down.
Well, it is just a battle inside in the trenches with those big boys. And
isn't it?
Atlanta is determined to run the football right at him. McClure, Claridge, Forney.
Well, the Saints came into this game giving up only 99 yards a game, which was the 11th best rushing defense in the league. Right now, it's 164 as we wind down the clock at the end of the 3rd quarter. So Atlanta wanted to run the football. They have done just that. But they still find themselves down by a point as New Orleans leads it 25-24 after 3. Because of the injury to T.J. Duckett, and he's taking advantage of it. So far this afternoon, through 3 quarters, 108 yards rushing, his first 100-yard day as a Falcon.
There's the key right there, the 15 rushes. I mean, that's his optimal number. He says, if I get those 15, I'm usually going to get something good. And, boy, just a great double team inside. And then look at Warwick Dunn just take off, make moves out in space. And
56 yards on that run. Falcons start the 4th quarter, 2nd and 6. All kinds of time for Vick. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Algie Crumpler.
That ball was behind Algie Crumpler. Vick had him, as you mentioned, all day to throw the football. And looked like he wanted to go to Warwick Dunn, but then tried at the last minute to squeeze it into Algie Crumpler and threw it behind him. Dunn on Fred Thomas out wide. And they'll do that with Warwick Dunn. They'll do different things to try to present some mismatches. The Saints are smart by putting a corner out there on Warwick Dunn. What they're hoping for, Kurt, is they'll put Warwick Dunn out and hope to get him matched up on a linebacker or safety.
Well, this is a big 3rd down early on in this 4th quarter.
Atlanta has been superb today on third down.
New Orleans, this is their first charge team timeout.
And so the Saints call the timeout on defense just 7 seconds into this final period.
The United States Army, an army of one. And by Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme, it's chicken at a higher level.
All right, we've got a 3rd and 6 at the start, basically 7 seconds into the fourth quarter. Atlanta down by a point to New Orleans, but with the ball on the 14-yard line. They have to get it to the 8-yard line for the first. They go with 3 wide receivers. Ward Dunn spreading out to the left.
No backs.
Vick looking right. Buying time. Still has time. Throws towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Penalty flag down on the play. Let's get it out to Los Angeles and JB for an update on the record-setting day.
Hey, Kurt and Tim, and here it is, coming at 9:28 of the fourth. Emmitt Smith, classic-looking run there, 11 yards as he sets the record. He is now the career rushing leader. Michael Irvin, ex-teammate, celebrating that feat there, along with Darrell Johnston, longtime blocker for Emmitt Smith, and of course, all assembled at Texas Stadium. It is now Emmitt Smith on top of the heap. Let's take it back to New Orleans, Kurt and Tim.
Well, certainly our congratulations go out to Emmitt. Like we say, you hate to see the record broken because it's Peyton's, but Emmitt Smith, I remember being in Dallas during the days that they had their runs 92 to 95, and Emmitt Smith, no one thought he would last 12 years in this league because they were running him 300 times a game.
That's right.
And they said, well, here's a kid who won't be able to last. He'll suffer injuries, but you know what? 12 years later, not only is he still running, he's the all-time leading rusher in the history of the National Football League. Jay Feely on for the 32-yard field goal attempt, and he gets it, and Atlanta regains the lead. A seesaw battle, Atlanta now on top. Number 1 pregame show is JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy get you ready for kickoff. Then the record-holding Emmitt Smith leads the Cowboys against the Lions, followed by the 49ers against Jerry Rice and the crosstown rival Raiders. Rice goes against the Niners for the first time in his career as a Raider, or other regional action. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on Fox.
Jerry Rice is having a great year so far for the Oakland Raiders.
Well, he's only 300 yards away from time. The former Saint Fred Weary stops him from having another. 24 yards on that return by Lewis, and you know what? The start of this game, it was all New Orleans. They held on to the ball. Since then, Atlanta has just turned it right around.
Yeah, second and third quarter really settling in terms of time of possession. And I mean, sometimes your greatest defense is sitting over on the sidelines because your offense is moving the chains and keeping the opponent offense on the sideline. And that's probably the best thing you can do against Aaron Brooks. I mean, these guys offensively for New Orleans have really moved the ball on everybody all year.
But the Saints have been efficient when they've had the ball in the second half. They put 15 points on the board, and really all in the third quarter. This is their first possession of the fourth. Deuce McAllister out to the 40-yard line, given 13.
Fourth quarter has been Aaron Brooks' quarter all year long. I mean, remember, this team has been behind in a lot of football games, and this guy leads the NFL in fourth quarter QB rating. You see there at 108.2, makes his biggest plays in the fourth quarter. Last week against San Francisco, 22 points in that fourth quarter alone.
Outscored them 22-3, coming back from an 11-point deficit to start the period. From the 40-yard line. Right over the middle of the field, and that ball may have been tipped to the line of scrimmage. It falls incomplete intended for Jake Reed.
Yeah, it was batted. It was batted for sure. Brady Smith was the guy to get it. He's here. Jumped down in there on the outside of the guard, and Draft got the right hand up and got a piece of it.
Oh, we've talked about guys from NFL Europe and guys that have been cut and all that. Draft has a pick in this game. Cut by the 49ers last season at the end of training camp. Atlanta brought him in, and they have been very happy with him since.
Really fits into this 3-4 defense, Kurt, which is based on having fast linebackers.
Brooks almost picked off. Jerron Bolden breaks it up. Oh, we break up the action here to go back out to Los Angeles and see what JB's got.
Hey, Kurt and Tim, Emmett just continuing to add to the record mark. 150 career rushing touchdowns as he continues to add to that mark. Guys who mean an awful lot to him. Michael Irvin, he goes over an emotional hug with Michael Irvin, his ex-teammate, as well as for the guy who blocked for many of those touchdowns, Darrell Johnson, of course, working with Fox. An emotional day for Emmett. Back to Kurt and Tim.
All right, JB, we've got a 2-point game here. Early in the fourth quarter, Brooks makes a move. Wow, Michael Vick's got nothing on his older cousin. Keith Brooking thought he had him lined up, and he just shook right by him. Ashley Ambrose finally wrapped him up.
And held him short of the first down. You can't fool genetics, can you, Kurt? I mean, look at Aaron Brooks right here. And listen, folks, Keith Brooking is one of the best tacklers in this league. He tries to break down on Brooks right there, and no, you're going to be going down. Then he runs through Henry Jones, and then Ambrose able to get him down. But look at this. Oh, that is nasty. And Ambrose makes a big play, holding him short of the first down.
And Toby Goen now comes on for the punt. The first punt of the day by the Saints, who didn't have one at all last week. So it's been 2 weeks since Goen's gotten a chance to punt. This one taken by Allen Rossum right at the 7-yard line, and I think he's a little frustrated with himself for fair catching that. Defense looking to make a stop. There's still plenty of time left. 12:38 to go, but they've got Atlanta pinned deep in their own territory, starting at the 8-yard line. Worst field position of the day for the Falcons.
Saints have been real good on defense down in this area, Kurt, forcing turnovers and giving the ball back to their offense.
Warwick Dunn through a hole. Oh, that clears them out. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, picks up 17 yards. Well, Tim, last night after our production meeting, I got back to my hotel room. It was 5-0 Giants. Pitching change was going on. So I say, oh, Scott Spezio's up. Why not watch it?
Until
he does that. He hit a 3-run homer. So I say, oh, maybe I'll watch the game for a little while longer. And then Troy Glaus just continues his excellent World Series with the 2-run double in the 8th. Anaheim comes back from 5-0 down, 9 outs away from being eliminated, and win the game 6-5, forcing a Game 7, which can be seen tonight right here on Fox.
Those timely hits have been there all year for the Angels.
Warwick Dunn picks up 4 yards on the run, and this is where Atlanta's time of possession comes into play.
Absolutely. I mean, they're able to keep the ball on the ground, whether it's Warwick Dunn running or Michael Vick breaking contain and picking up yards with his legs, but they move the chains, they get first downs, and they keep their defense again over on the sideline, getting rested, and you keep Aaron Brooks over there on the headset talking to the coach upstairs. That's where you want him. You don't want him on the football field.
2 tight ends in again. Dunn stutter steps and brought down in the backfield by Darren Smith, a former teammate of Emmitt Smith on this Emmitt Smith's day.
That's right. Former Dallas Cowboy Kenny Smith also doing a nice job in on that tackle, but they are determined up front that they're just going to run this football right in the teeth of that New Orleans defense, and of course they're strongest on the interior.
Well, they've got to come up with a big play here on 3rd and 9. Atlanta needing to reach the 36-yard line almost. They got to cross the 35 and get it close to the 36 for the first.
Over 50% on 3rd down today have been the Atlanta Falcons.
From the shotgun, Vick. And this looks like a running play. Got a couple of blockers, gets the first down and steps out of bounds. When you've got a weapon like that, the running game is not just about running backs.
No, this guy's averaging almost 9 yards a carry running the football, and he just does a good job of following his blocks out on the edge. And I mean, watch these guys getting out there blocking. Finneran has 2 guys there, blocks Hodge. Bobby Christian gets in there, and then Michael Vick knowing where the first down marker is and gets out of bounds. That's smart, not taking the hit, getting out of bounds. And that's one area, Kurt, they want him to improve. not taking those big hits when he's running with it.
More importantly, gives the Atlanta Falcons a new set of downs. Ball on the 37. Warwick Dunn. And he's dragged down from behind by Kenny Smith.
Nice pursuit angle by Kenny Smith, second-year guy out of Alabama, and just comes down the line of scrimmage and chases Warwick Dunn down, and that hurts. I mean, that's their
nickel
corner.
Quarterback,
That's right.
Jerron Bolden. You saw him holding his right knee as he was being carted off. Hopefully nothing too serious, but when New Orleans gets the ball back, they like to spread it out, and you need as many good corners as you can get.
And they got great weapons. Remember, Stallworth is back in this game as well for New Orleans at the receiving corps.
Vick. He just can't be brought down, can he? And this one tipped in the air and batted down. Finneran, the intended receiver, Fred Thomas, got in there, batted it up, had a couple of teammates there with him and couldn't get it. And you see Vick, that's his throwing hand, of course, being a lefty, that he's trying to shake it off. There's a penalty flag thrown down late as well.
There's the throw by Vick, just buying time. Just throws it up for grabs.
Hand to the face mask of the quarterback. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
And that's a big one.
Penalties.
Personal foul. And this is the incompletion here, but they say none of it will matter because they get a personal foul for hitting Mike Vick in the face mask. And that'll give Atlanta 15 yards.
Boy, the penalties and mistakes have been glaring today, Kurt, for New Orleans. They've come at really inopportune times today for the Saints. And here it is with Darren Smith. Shot to the head on Michael Vick. And then hangs on to the mask and gives a little extra push.
I guess you can figure the crowd just saw that on the replay and they weren't happy. Nonetheless, Atlanta has the ball at the 49 of New Orleans. Bob Christian picks up 4 yards on the run before Kenny Smith stopped him.
Ashley Ambrose told us yesterday that, Phil, if they get a lead on this team with their ability to run the ball and control the clock, he does not think if they're up in the fourth quarter that this New Orleans team will be able to come back. Now, they're only up 2. I would think he probably would have hoped for a little bit bigger cushion than that, Kurt.
We'll find out. As you said, 2-point lead is very precarious. Long field goal, especially when you've got a veteran like John Carney, can erase that rather quickly. But Atlanta just chewing up the clock. Down to 8.5 minutes left. Finneran with the catch. Going to be another Atlanta first down as Ken Irvin stops him after a pickup of 10.
Boy, is it me or have they just been going at Ken Irvin all day long? I mean, Finneran is out here on Irvin, or you see him here just running the slant route, coming inside. Vick sees it, stumble there by Irvin, and able to pick up another first down there for Atlanta. Ken Irvin has been picked on today.
Once again, a new set of downs. Atlanta's already held the ball for more than 4.5 minutes on this drive. This play number 9 coming up. The pitch to Dunn. He stays in bounds, upended by Ken Irvin right at the 30-yard line, and pick up of 4 yards on the run, and bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah, they ran out of the bunch formation, which is you get everybody clustered over to the left, and got guys rolling all over the carpet, and Warwick Dunn just picking up what he can and being smart, Kurt, staying in bounds, letting that clock continue to run.
Warwick Dunn, 20 carries, 131 yards rushing.
People forget he's been to 2 Pro Bowls, a couple 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, he has been a good and a proven back in this league.
And some movement early. It may have been the left tackle, Bob Whitfield.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
That's exactly who it was.
Bob Whitfield for years has protected the backside of the quarterback, which was Chris Chandler, of course, a right-hander, and all that changes now. Bob Whitfield is on the front side, Michael Vick being left-handed, and he's up with the penalty there.
9th penalty of the day against Atlanta, and as we said, they only average 5 per game coming in, one of the least penalized teams in the National Football League. So far, they've still been able to hold on to a lead despite that. It's now 2nd and 11. Dunn. A couple of dance moves. Sammy Knight with the stop. Dunn picked up 3 yards.
This does a couple of things. When you're able to move the chains and stay on the field, you got to figure that defensive line and those defensive players out there for New Orleans are starting to get tired. And a 10-play drive here, and they've had several 8, 9, and 10-play drives.
Well, the Saints defense trying to hold them to a field goal at the most to give their offense a chance to win it with one final possession. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and long. Atlanta has to get it to the 24. Vick from the shotgun, running it. He's got the first down and more. Michael Vick takes off into the end zone for the Atlanta Falcons touchdown.
Look at that. And just fires the football, Kurt, up to the second deck here in the stadium. And now they're throwing it back, those New Orleans fans.
This is not Wrigley Field, my friend, but it's maybe the field of dreams for Michael Vick as he takes it off 32 yards for the score that puts Atlanta up by more than
Designed
one score.
run, Kurt. Designed run, takes 2 steps out of the shotgun and then just takes off. And the way he glides and just leaves DBs and secondary folks just trailing in his wake is unbelievable.
Does he get a completion after the touchdown for that throw?
I didn't see if that guy caught it up there in the second deck.
Saints call the timeout.
This guy is so explosive, and you listen to Haslett, you listen to Reeves, you listen to all these coaches and even players that have been around this league for a long time, and there is no question that this guy right here, Michael Vick, is the most exciting player in the league today, and without question the most athletic quarterback, Kurt, of all time. He just glides, tucks it down, sees the spot. Claridge does a good job at the point of attack, and then it's all about north and south for Michael Vick.
Well, just in case you're scoring at home, the referee pointed the wrong way, and so this is an Atlanta timeout. So New Orleans will still have their 2 timeouts when they get the ball back, but Michael Vick has them in a hole right now that's 8 points. Pending the extra point, it could be 9, which is 2 scores.
That's right.
These Atlanta Road Warriors that came to follow their Falcons here, having a good time in New Orleans inside the stadium off Bourbon Street for a change.
How can you not be elated right now if you're an Atlanta Falcon fan watching this guy, Michael Vick, on a weekly basis just get better and better and better? And again, the biggest thing with him, and I mentioned in the open, Kurt, his ability to manage the game. Here he's got to throw an interception.
And the extra point puts them up by 2 scores. A great hold by Chris Moore, because that was an important extra point to follow up the big touchdown. 34-25, but Brooks has one last chance at it, at least, as that one falls incomplete.
Ray Buchanan says, this is coming all the way back, but it was ruled incomplete by the umpire, so. Take a look here. Brooks, he'll throw off that back foot and try to get it in there. Yeah, it hit the ground right there.
Boo Williams, the intended receiver there, and that ball hit the ground before. Buchanan did catch it in the air, but it had already hit the AstroTurf prior to that. So it's a 2nd down at the 46 for the Saints. Jerome Pathon into Atlanta territory, a pickup of 13 yards.
Well, we talked about Jerron Bolden being hurt, Kurt, and he went into the locker room with a knee injury, and right there they go right at Fred Weary, who's out there in for Jerron Bolden.
A former Saint. Drafted by the Saints in the 4th round 4 years ago. This is first year in Atlanta.
Press coverage.
Deuce McAllister caught in the backfield. Atlanta not fooled by the draw play at all. Travis Hall was the first guy to get there, but had some help with Patrick Kearney as well. And Hall's a guy who was just coming back the last couple of weeks. He missed the beginning of the season with a weird injury. He's not quite sure exactly what it is. Says it's almost like a sports hernia, but not exactly.
Probably an injury that could have used some surgery, but would end up probably missing the whole season, and just be out there helping his team if he can.
A lot of yellow comes out after a lot of white takes off.
False start. Offense, the center. 5-yard penalty remains, 2nd down.
You don't see that call off, and Jerry Fontenot must have moved the ball, and everyone in Atlanta was selling on that one because they started pointing as soon as they moved. Fontenot, old teammate of yours, wasn't he? 14 years in this league.
That's right.
Started out with the Bears.
And it was actually a guy that came in, was a year ahead of me. Didn't end up starting until about his third year. He backed up Jay Hilgenberg, who was a great one. And Jerry's from Louisiana, came down here. He's been with the Saints, and he has been terrific.
2nd and 12 after the penalty. Brooks going up for Pathon. Working against Weary. Makes the adjustment, but doesn't make the catch.
Well, you see where they go, right back at that same corner. Fred Weary, who hasn't been in the football game very much today. And Jerome Pathon doing everything but finishing the play, Kurt. He's going to run here and take off on a takeoff route. Weary in good position. As soon as that receiver turns, you turn and look. Good job there by Fred, and then just good. Yep, good job adjusting to get in to catch that play, but couldn't come down with it. And then Brooks takes a little shot there at the end.
3rd and 12 for New Orleans. They're only 1 of 5 today on 3rd and long situations. This time they need the 30 for the first. Under pressure, Brooks throws it up. This time it's closer to being picked off.
He gave it to him.
Interception made by Keon Carpenter. Second pick of the day for Carpenter. 3rd thrown by Brooks.
How about the pressure up front by the big fellas? They shuttle these guys in, and you'll watch everybody get up here and get into Brooks's face. Little stun on the outside. Look at that Jasper come around the outside. Keon Carpenter just dives out, lays out, and gets that football. See if this thing comes down and hits the ground before he's able to scoop it. Looks like it may have touched the ground,
Now,
Kurt.
if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you have to try and line up and get this ball snapped before the Saints can challenge. And if you're the Saints with 4:34 left, maybe you should challenge either way.
Yeah, Tony Corrente, he knows something's going on. They're going to take a look at this one.
Why not? The Saints have challenged. You've got to do something to try to retain the ball. If not,
absolutely.
Atlanta has shown they can run 4:34 off the clock, and you need the ball twice anyway to score to tie this game.
Remember the big key now. This was called an interception on the football field, so it's got to be indisputable evidence that will overturn this thing. And if indeed that ball did touch the carpet before he had full possession of it, should be pretty clear. Take a look from the front side angle here. Looks like it touches to me, Kurt.
From that angle, that shows it. But once again, there's the old indisputable evidence question mark.
Does it touch before he has possession and control? Looks like it touched right there just as he was catching it.
And the officials, keep in mind, as they have called it an interception, have to see something to prove to them clearly that it is not.
Look right there. Right there. That ball is now right there on the ground. That ball is on the turf right there.
Is that enough to be indisputable evidence?
Well, it's touching the ground before he's got the catch. It looks clear enough to me.
From that far away, can you tell if it's touching or inches away? I'm just asking the question.
It looked like it was touching to me. I got pretty good eyesight.
Okay.
And it looked like it was touching to me.
Of course, Jim Haslett and the Saints are hoping it is. Keon Carpenter and the Falcons are hoping the ruling stands as it was called on the field by Tony Corrente and this officiating crew. Jim Haslett hadn't won an instant replay challenge until the 2nd week of this season as a head coach. He was over until then. Finally got one in his pocket, and once again figures this would not be a bad time to get number 2.
Turnovers have been the story here, Kurt. Looks like Tony Corrente has made his decision, and see what the result is going to be here.
After reviewing the play, the passed ball had hit the ground and bounced to the receiver. Therefore, the pass will be ruled incomplete. The ball will be brought back to the 43-yard line. It'll be New Orleans ball, 4th down.
And your eyes did not deceive you, young man.
Yep.
Good call.
That was a good call by Tony Corrente there, and going over, taking his time, knowing at what point in the game and really how critical this play can be, and came up with the right decision.
Was it a good point because he agreed with you?
No, I think...
Well, the Saints are alive once again, but now it's a big 4th down play. They have the ball at the 44-yard line on 4th and 12.
Got to pick up 12 yards here, Kurt. The big key on this play, will they protect Aaron Brooks long enough that he can wait for things to develop 12 yards down the field? Last two plays, they've done a good job of getting up in his face and forcing him to make some bad throws.
Ball actually just inside the 43-yard line. Now they respot it, so they have to get the ball to the 30-yard line to be official. Just shy of it would make it. They've got 4 wide receivers in on 4th down. Brooks. Caught. Jake Reed gets the first down.
That's a clutch play by an experienced player in Jake Reed. Been in this league a long, long time. It all started with the time. Giving Aaron Brooks the time that he needed. Jake coming out of the slot, being played there by Ray Buchanan. Knows right where the first down marker is, makes his break, and great throw from Aaron Brooks.
First catch of the day for Reed, 15 yards and a key first down. Brooks to the air again. That one almost picked off by Keon Carpenter.
He wanted another one. Looked like Brooks was trying to get it to Dante Stallworth in a hard post, and it's going to come over here. And you'll watch Keon Carpenter. He's going to read the eyes of the quarterback. He's going to flash right now in front of Stallworth and try to pick off that ball. That was close.
Carpenter's got something figured out about Brooks.
Yeah, he's watching his eyes. Brooks has been telegraphing his passes for the last series or so.
4 wide receivers in on 2nd and long. Out of the backfield, McAllister with running room. Hops out of bounds right at the 12-yard line. 15 yards on the catch and run by McAllister.
This guy is such a weapon, and there's so many of them in this Saints offensive scheme, but Deuce McAllister has been just terrific this year, and his total yards is way up there, and he's the kind of guy, Kurt, he gets the tough yards between the tackles, but as we saw earlier, he's also got the speed to go the distance at a 61-yard touchdown called back early in this football game today.
Well, he's got 93 yards rushing, another 56 through the air. 149 total for McAllister, but they need him to do more right now.
They've been great in the red zone. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns today.
Brooks. Towards the end zone, too high for Pathon. He gets the flag.
They may get that on Jerome Pathon for a push-off. Let's see how this one comes back. Ashley Ambrose thinks so. See what happens here. Yep, that's going to be offensive pass interference, I think. Pathon pushing off. Yep, there it is. Ashley Ambrose. Pathon out here wide. Right? There. Pushes off and then tries to go up and get it.
Pass interference, offense number 80. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, you know, right now, if you're the Saints, yardage doesn't matter that much down in this territory. You've got to get a field goal and a touchdown either way. And after the incompletion, it just gives them another chance to do it.
And really not a bad thing because it opens the field a little bit. The closer you get to that end zone, the harder it is to score with the passing game because things get shut down. They're going to have a little more room here to let things develop and make things work.
Brooks. Through the hands, incomplete. Jake Reed couldn't get it. John Dale Carty almost did.
I think Hazlitt is really enthralled with that call on Jerome Pathon, the offensive pass interference. And
now, I think he's arguing it was uncatchable. If I read his lips, seriously, if I read his lips correctly, you know, but as I said.
You can read lips too? I mean, you are multi-talented.
You can see the ball as it hits the ground. I can read lips. So between us, we should be able to get a game or two called. Brooks was drifting and expected someone to be where they weren't.
Now that's great recognition by Atlanta. That was a middle screen for New Orleans, and you'll see everything start to develop up in here, but watch the defenders. Watch everybody squeeze inside as they start to see it develop, and that's just good heads-up football on defense.
And the Saints are coming out on 3rd down with John Carney to kick it. It's 3rd and 20. Now, the reason they do this on 3rd down is if there's a bad snap or a bad hold, they would still have 4th down to try it.
Or if it gets blocked, Kurt, and stays behind the line of scrimmage.
If he kicks it and it goes beyond the line of scrimmage, that's it. They don't get another shot at it. So Atlanta was expecting it. They had their defense out there. They have to call the quick time points. The Saints send John Carney out here knowing they need 2 scores in the last 3.5 minutes in order to win this football game.
Yep, they got to get the touchdown. They got to get the 7, and they got to get a field goal anyway. So take a shot here on 3rd down in case something happens bad. You may have another opportunity to go for it again.
This will be another 40-yard attempt. He's already made one from this distance today. Toby going gets it down, and Carney gets it up and through. So they get 3 points on the possession, and they draw just a little bit closer. 6 points separates these two teams. 34-28. And after the field goal, the Falcons will be back to receive. Do you onside kick it at this stage?
I don't think so.
Left?
I think 3.5 left. You kick it deep, and then you hope to get Atlanta in a 3-and-out. Now, they have been terrific in that area all year long, Kurt. All year long, 9 times they've only been 3-and-out offensively. So, I mean, if New Orleans could use one, it's right now to force them off the field in 3 downs.
Oh, Warrick Dunn has done a great job of keeping this clock moving, as has Michael Vick. The Falcons just putting up all kinds of numbers running the ball. And you see Michael Vick, 230 total yards. Out of that, though, 77 have come rushing. He also has 2 touchdowns. And meanwhile, we mentioned Warrick Dunn. He's not even on the board. He's got 21 carries for 134 yards. So Atlanta showing they can indeed run the ball. 238 total yards rushing right now by Atlanta at a time when they need to get the ball and run some clock.
And there's the difference. The 3 turnovers there by New Orleans, only 1 by Atlanta. Atlanta with the edge, up by 6.
So Toby Goen kicks it off to Allen Rossum, who lets it go right into the end zone for the touchback. So Michael Vick will get it at the 20-yard line, needing to run out a little clock. And you know what? After watching him today, I'm sure everybody doesn't mind being like Mike. Why not? Numbers like that, 22 years old. First down at the 20. Warrick Dunn threw a home, still on his feet. Loses the football.
Yep.
No signal yet. Still waiting for the officials to sort things out. And the Saints have recovered.
Oh, my goodness. What a play. Oh, wow.
Warrick Dunn's second fumble of the day.
We just talked about the turnovers, and all year long, New Orleans has done a great job of forcing turnovers down in the red zone. And watch it here. Warrick Dunn just going to squirt through the hole here. And you can see he's got the ball down. He's holding it. He's cradling it, doing what he can. And then Darren Howard fires in there. Jay Bellamy pulls it loose. Is he down? That's the question. If Jay Bellamy pulled that football loose over the top, is Warrick down on the field? You're going to watch it. Howard goes in. Bellamy is pulling it loose right now. That football is pulled loose. You can't tell if Warrick Dunn has got any part of his body on the ground or not from that angle.
Nor whether the forward progress was stopped. We didn't hear any whistles, so they were allowing him to keep going. And
still up.
As long as he still has a chance.
Still up. Ooh. Hey, that is a terrific strip by Bellamy.
Saints take over the ball on the 28-yard line. Down by 6. The pitch to Deuce McAllister. And McAllister picks up 6 yards, and we'll find out as you see Warrick Dunn obviously frustrated and disappointed after fumbling the ball deep in his own territory, hoping that this Atlanta Falcon defense can come up with a strong stand and hold the Saints from getting a touchdown.
And I think Warwick Dunn thinks he was down on that play, Kurt. I really do. I mean, we didn't get a real good look at it, and Atlanta chose not to review it.
Two tight ends in on second down.
Remember, it's the coach's call until it gets down under 2 minutes, whether you want to challenge or not.
Empty backfield for the Saints. Brooks deciding to keep it, gets the first down and out of bounds.
Here's the key play right here, the fumble by Warwick Dunn. He's continuing to drive, and it's Bellamy who just comes over and just rips that thing loose. As right there, you'll see the ball just come flipping up in the air. Frustrating for Warwick Dunn. Being from Baton Rouge, coming back home, and has had a great day today in terms of picking up big bayards.
First down at the 16. They go with the empty backfield again. Brooks has the time, just throws it out of bounds, and almost got a couple of guys on the sideline, but it goes incomplete.
What did we say from the get-go in the open of this football game? The biggest key, despite all the weapons with Vic and Aaron Brooks and all the big play guys around the field, the big key was how Atlanta would play on defense. And I mean, look where we are. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go, and Atlanta needs a stand here if they're going to win this game.
I think there's very little doubt that this is going to be 4-down territory for the Saints no matter what. So Atlanta has to stop them several times. Right now it's 2nd and 10. Deuce McAllister. Rolls the shoulder. Dives into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Oh, man. We talked about the toughness inside, right, Kurt? Running between the tackles. And he just puts his head down and just runs over the DB back there for Atlanta and then just stumbles into the end zone for a huge touchdown.
And so the game is tied. John Carney on for the extra point that would give New Orleans the lead. Deuce McAllister, 17 carries, 115 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns. The last one gives the Saints the lead at 35-34.
Here it is right here, and Deuce is going to end up coming right up the middle, lined up at tail. Good block down there on Brady Smith, and then watch this, over Keon Carpenter. Oh, man. Just mows him down and then just walks over the top of him, add a little insult to the injury, and then just takes it into the into the end zone. Oh, man, for the touch. Look at him run over Keon Carpenter. And that's the moment of truth time when you're that safety. You come up and you do your best to lay your hit and just takes him too high, and Deuce is just way too strong. He is deceptively strong, Kurt. He goes about 230 pounds.
So the Falcons on their last possession were looking to run out the clock. Instead, Warwick Dunn fumbles on the 28-yard line. Saints take it over from there, punch it into the end zone, take the lead with 2:20 left to play. And so now Atlanta, instead of looking to run out the clock, need to get down the field. They can obviously win it with the field goal, but with 2:20 to play, they have 0 timeouts.
Can you imagine if this Saints team goes into their bye week next week at 7-1?
They haven't been 7-1 since 1991, also 1988. Those are their 2 best starts. But the penalty flags come flying as Rossum is taken down right at the 27-yard line.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 22. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Oh, Not good, Gerald McBurrows.
Yeah, not a good time for this penalty when you're trying to get in field goal range, and once again, you have no timeouts. Now the 2-minute warning obviously will stop the clock once for the Falcons, but as Michael Vick trots onto the field with 2:12 left to play, he needs to march his team quite a ways, starting at his own 11-yard line.
And the thing, if you're Atlanta right now, that you don't like is they haven't been a quick strike offensive football team. They're the type of offensive football team that inches their way down the field before they punch it in.
On first down, Vick completes the pass. Brian Kozlowski out near that first down marker. And we reach the 2-minute warning. Atlanta got the first down. Ball at the 22-yard line, down by a point. Intervention to try and stop Michael Vick here. New Orleans owning a 1-point lead at the 2-minute warning. And look at how loose Vick appears to be.
Why not? When you know you're superior over everybody on the field athletically, you should feel pretty good.
And Atlanta trying to do this with no timeouts. We saw them week 1, down by 3 points, similar situation on the field. Vick drove them down. They got a 52-yard field goal from Jay Philly to tie it and send it to overtime. Vick. Warwick Dunn. Some running room out to the 33. That'll be another first down. Charlie Clemens on the stop. 11 yards on the game.
Keep your eye on the clock there. 1:45 to go. Let's see how efficient Michael Vick is here at the end of this game in the 2-minute drill.
Feely's long of the year was that kick in New Orleans of 52. His career long 55 yards.
Atlanta will need to get to around the 38 or so of New Orleans to put him in position.
Quick pass by Vick. Algie Crumpler out to the 39-yard line. Fakir Brown forced him out of bounds, and this thing looked like Atlanta was just going to run off the clock and wrap it up, but Warwick Dunn, who has had a great day running the ball, fumbled for the second time, and that gave New Orleans the ball on the 28-yard line. 16-yard touchdown run by Deuce McAllister gave them the lead at 35-34, and that's where we stand.
If you're Keon Carpenter, you don't watch TV tonight because you see yourself getting drove to your back over and over again.
Out of the shotgun. Vick pulls it down and runs with it. And he gets the first down at the 47. Interesting call considering they have no timeouts for him to stay in the middle of the field.
Very interesting. Usually with no timeouts, as you mentioned, everything you need to do is on the sideline. Try to get your guys out of bounds to stop that clock.
And he spikes the ball to stop the clock. So he stops it with 1:06 to play.
Going to need another 20 yards or so, Kurt, to get Feely into position.
And as we said, his career long 55 yards, which would be spotted from probably right about the 37-yard line. If you're going to kick it that long, you want a little extra distance.
And if you got a long kick, believe me, you want it here in the dome. I mean, kicks travel well under the dome here in New Orleans.
Vick scrambling. Pass wide open. Sean Jefferson falls for it right to the 38-yard line. So right now, it's about a 55, 56-yard field goal attempt after the 15-yard gain.
Take a couple more shots.
Vick spikes it once again to stop the clock at 43 seconds.
Take a couple more shots, Kurt, down towards the sideline. Try to get Feely into position where he can go in and boot one through for the win. And this is in vogue now with kickers. I mean, these dudes are spending time in the weight room these days.
He's a big one.
Yeah, he is.
Well, once again, now we're talking about his career long. It doesn't mean that he's going to make it from this distance.
That's right.
So he's just at the point of trying to match that. New Orleans does have 2 timeouts left. Should something happen here with Feely, but Atlanta going to run as much clock as they can and get it as close as they can, one would suspect. Vick. Buying time, can't find a receiver. And look at him make the moves. Down inside the 35-yard line, gets out of bounds, but more importantly, didn't lose yards for the sack.
Unbelievable, and got out of bounds, but he's going to have to be careful. I know it's the end of the game. I know he's trying to make a play, but you got to be smart, Michael Vick, and just get out of bounds. Don't put your head down against those safeties in this league. You're going to lose. I mean, look at him buy time, though. Look at how carefree he is back there. Like he's playing out on the playground by himself, and ends up taking the shot there from the safety.
Ball now at the 34-yard line, and keep in mind that this has been a very, very close series. They play twice a year, every year, when they were in the NFC West together. Vick, ball batted in the air, penalty markers come flying. Sean Jefferson, the intended receiver.
Pretty fitting that a penalty right now is going to put these guys into position. Penalties have been a big story all day today for New Orleans.
Prior to the pass being thrown, holding, defense number 35. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bakir Brown called for the infraction.
He never even let Sean Jefferson go. There's the matchup right there. Gets his hands on him. Wrapped up, wrapped up, wrapped up, still wrapped up. It's an easy call. Oh, what? I didn't do anything.
Oh,
that's an easy call.
9th penalty against the Saints. Atlanta has 10. Right now, they've got the ball at the 29-yard line, which would be about a 46-yard attempt.
Well, you see the penalties, and they're pretty close there, but it's been the inopportune times for Atlanta. I mean, they have been critical penalties on big plays.
Atlanta has Doug Johnson now in at quarterback. And he hands it off to Warrick Dunn. Well, Vick is standing over on the sideline. He does not appear to be injured at all. But with Johnson in there, it's an interesting call. And now Atlanta needs to get the ball back and spike it. Remember, they're out of timeouts. He got it done with 3 seconds left.
Oh, that was close. Guys were muddling around the ball, just kind of milling and not getting to the line of scrimmage, getting into position.
And so Jay Feely comes on to attempt the game-winning kick.
Bragging rights on the line now for the Cousins. Vick and Brooks. And this kick here will decide it.
47-yard attempt by Feely. A former financial planner.
Yep.
This is the money kick for the Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons have come into New Orleans and knocked off the Saints.
I think he'll add that one to his portfolio, Kurt. That was straight through the middle of the uprights. Great football game.
From 47 yards out, the Falcons have won their 3rd consecutive game, 4th in the last 5, and this battle of the Cousins turned out to be everything we wanted and more. Warrick Dunn relieved after fumbling and allowing the Saints to get the touchdown that put them ahead in the closing minutes, but Michael Vick and the Falcons bounced right back, came downfield with no timeouts left, and wound up getting a 47-yard field goal to win it 37-35. And there the Cousins hug one another afterwards. Some good words going to one another.
They'll see each other, Kurt, in just a couple of weeks.
3 weeks. These two teams have a rematch.
So Vick's got bragging rights for 3 weeks. Here's the kick. Good snap. Good hold. And then just splits the uprights. Plenty of distance there for Feely. And that is a great football game we just saw today. It's been that way all year for New Orleans and their fans. Last week was great against San Francisco. They came out on top. Not today against the Atlanta Falcons.
And Vick has reason to celebrate. It's been like this all year for Atlanta as well. They lost their opener in overtime. Their second game by 1 point and a missed field goal by Feely. But now Warrick Dunn can breathe a sigh of relief.
No one has to. Look at that.
Because his fumble did not cost the Falcons the victory today. On the other side, Jim Haslett watching one go down. Aaron Brooks hoping. And his wish not fulfilled as the Falcons come into New Orleans, get the win. They go to 4-3 on the season. Aaron Brooks and the Saints fall to 7-2. back to wrap things up from the Superdome here in New Orleans, where it was a mighty good one. Falcons win it 37-35.